Yo, what's going on, Mayvizzle fucking watchers, voyeurs? You know who it is. Brought to you by Night Shift Merchandise and Deathmatch Worldwide. This is your boy Mayvizzle here with another special episode of Deathmatches and Death Metal. Today, I have a guy who's gonna shake the motherfucking industry up. He's a cool ass cat, loves chilling, jamming, he has the Randy Rhoads V. That's how you know homeboy is a real one right here. Straight out of where are you from? What city?
Mountain Home. I'm in Mountain Home, Idaho, but like Boise.
Okay, up in Idaho. So we got our boy up in Idaho, Dirty Riffs. It's pronounced Dirty.
Dear Tay, don't you try to turf it up on me, boy. Dude, I love that movie.
I know. I was
You know
thinking
what's
of,
funny?
huh?
You know what's funny about that name too is I originally started that because I had a YouTube thing going for a minute where I just wanted to like put myself out as a guitar player, you know. And I was downstairs one day in my basement playing guitar before work, and I just came up with a riff, and I was like, oh, that was dirty. That was like a dirty riff, nasty. And I was on one about it all day at work, bro. Like I was just like going up to people, like just going up to them with the Macho Man voice, like dirtyriffs.com. Just fucking yapping all over people at work. Like, I feel like I might have been talking to you about that. I was talking to somebody about it, but I was like, we were just like coming up with like gross ass shit to say, just random shit. Like, have you ever eaten a pound of sand? Dirtyriffs.com. With it, just like dumb shit. But then that came around, and honestly, the E doesn't mean anything. I was,
Dirty.
I was just trying to be clever, bro.
Yeah, that's just tight. I thought that was tight. I saw your YouTube channel like immediately. As like before I asked you to come on the show, I was like, "Yo, what does he got to promote? What's he doing?" I saw your YouTube channel and I was like, "Bro, you're about it. Like you have charisma. You're good in front of the camera when you're talking. Like even when you're solo talking in front of the camera. Like I was just telling him prior to starting this, like that's one skill I feel like I need to work on at least, like is talking to a camera when there's like nobody else around. Like
Yeah,
you
dude.
you got it, dude. I was talking shit about Captain Crunch in the chat the other day and you were like straight up, dude. Like you said, well, I was like, how come Captain Crunch? Because I was eating some Captain Crunch, and I was a little medicated, and the top of my mouth was just hurting like fucking
Probably
crazy.
there's probably bleeding.
Yeah, and you were like Captain Crunch is like a fucking violent cereal, man. Like I was rolling.
What? He's just like straight up by himself, just the captain of fuck your gums up.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
yeah, right. He's just gonna make my gums bleed, bro.
I fucking hate the captain, but I love him too. It tastes so good. I just want the flavor in my mouth, but not the pain. You know what I mean? Like, you know
Yeah,
what they gotta. You know what they gotta do is they gotta give you a little syringe of like Novocaine that comes with the fucking Cap'n Crunch, so you can numb your fucking shit up just so you can eat it.
right. That's why they make the berries. That's why I was saying that they make the crunch berries so that they have the sphere shape. There's less like sharp corners and shit in those boxes.
Yeah, they made that to mitigate lawsuits, I bet.
Yeah, they're like, dang, we got all these people like losing teeth. The roofs of their mouths are cut up. We need to put some berries in this shit.
Yep. Fuck, man. Yeah, I know that shit. I was talking about. They got this churro cereal now. It's like fucking. Yeah, it's cinnamon toast crunch, mini churros, and it fucking hurts, man. It
Oh,
really it's painful. It's like imagine a churro. Like a churro's soft, you know. Like
yeah.
imagine a hard fucking churro. Like what the fuck,
That
dude?
would not feel good.
That shit
I mean,
sucks.
don't you think you could essentially do that with a churro? Like if you just like leave it out on your counter or something overnight wrapped up, it'll like dry out. Then you just like crush that fucker up in a bowl. Like I feel like it'd be the same thing. It'll eventually get hard like cereal.
I would try that. I would try that over the cereal because the cereal is hard as fuck. It's like Captain Crunch, like to the extreme. Like I was
Yeah.
thinking like about death matches because I was talking to Joel Bateman last week and I was like, dude, like, what's the most creative shit that you've seen? I've seen like shit you not. They've done death matches where they put Legos on glass, like because you know how they throw people through glass. They'll get the giant Lego blocks, like the little kid ones, and they'll fucking glue them to the top of the glass. So not only are you getting slammed through glass, but there's just awkward ass Legos. They do barefoot matches where they dump out army men and Legos like in the fucking ring, and the guys have to run on that shit while they're getting slammed. It's
You
fucking
make it
nuts.
sound like you make it sound like for sure all these dudes got kids.
Oh
Because
yeah,
that's some shit that dads do every day. Like I can't even tell you how many toys I've stepped on and been like, why did I buy this, dude?
my cousin was
Whoa.
telling me, he was like, I hope you like cleaning, because he's like, you're gonna have to clean your bathroom like 3 times a fucking week now.
Dude, it's the worst because my son, I'll clean his room and he'll straight up go in there and just dump everything out. But not even an hour after, dude. It's like, why do I put myself through this? Like, it's because I like to keep shit like relatively clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
man. Oh god, I know that's like one thing. I'm like, all right, I know I'm about to have to be like a million times more patient, than I have been in a long time. Like, I mean, I'm
eventually,
not saying I'm
go.
impatient, not like I'm an impatient dude, but I'm like, all right, it's literally like I'm so like prepared, like to like psychology and that kind of shit, because that's the thing. It's like I want to be the best parent that I can be, and I know like
Well,
I've read shit
as
like
any-
I read this thing like about this mother. She was like, oh, like one time a week I like she puts her newborn, or not one time a week, but she said when she gets super stressed out, she'll put her newborn in like the fucking in the what's it called, in the car seat, and then put the
yeah,
car seat like somewhere safe, like in a closet, and then just go sit down for 15 minutes to like catch a breath. And I'm like, damn, is it really like that? Like it's just nonstop for the first couple months of like, you know?
I mean, so like it was a little different for me because like I was like straight up surprised. Like my son's mom didn't even tell me he was born. Like,
Oh,
so I had to like find that shit out on my own. But eventually, like it takes a lot. Like my situation's probably different than some people's, but like I had to like go to court and shit and like put like set some kind of order up just so she would like let me be with my kid.
yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, it is what it is. Ultimately, like I got that court order thing, and then that kind of like eased her up on everything a little bit. You know what I mean? Everything's cool, but like it definitely wasn't at one point. So I missed out on some things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I did start having him here when he before he was one, so I didn't miss out on a lot.
Yeah.
But
It's important, man, to like even be pumped. Like I read so much shit about parents that like don't even want to see their kid. Like what the
yeah,
fuck is wrong with
I
people, man?
don't understand that, dude. Like every time he leaves, I shit you not. Every time her or her dad or her mom come and pick him up from my house, it's like he doesn't even have to leave my line of sight. Once that door shuts, it's over, dude. I'm just like it's like the movie Requiem for a Dream all over again. It's just like everything fucking sucks.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
all gray and shit.
all around me are familiar faces. You know what
Oh,
I mean? Just like single tear. It's like I can still see him, but he's got to go.
yeah.
I
How do you?
mean, it is what it is. At least he's got multiple parents who like love and care about him. Like my wife, me, his mom, my parents, her parents. Like it's important, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's like we always want to like give more to our kids too than like we have and shit or had growing up, and like that's something I'm super pumped about. Like I'm already like, dude, I want to get my kid in a medal. My kids, well, and not like I'm gonna for because that's my wife always says like you better not like
What he doesn't
force
like
your
it.
shit on them. Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna force anything on them, but it's gonna be very available if they want to listen to some like vinyls or they want to like you know know some shit about some shit. I'll tell them,
Yeah,
like
yeah, definitely, definitely. I tried like when he was really young, I used to play like Anthrax CDs or like Sepultura CDs when he'd be around. He always seemed to dig that kind of shit. I don't know why, but I mean, I can't blame him. You know what I mean? It's dope. That's why I got it. You know.
Yeah, I know. Like
So
when I was a kid, like my first memory of like listening to metal was like I think I was like 8 years old, and we were sitting in the fucking my so my mom worked really far away from our house. So my dad would drive her because he worked nights. He was like a night truck loader guy. So
right,
he would drive us to my mom's job. We'd drop her off and then drive me to school. My dad used to listen to Howard Stern in the mornings, like every fucking day. So
bro.
yeah, I used to listen to that shit every morning when I was like 7 and 8. Matt, you know how much like crazy shit I knew about like in yeah, that I don't know if I would play that for my kid, but yeah, it was like God, it
No,
was it was so cool though, like knowing that like oh shit, he thinks I'm playing my Game Boy, like I'm listening to fucking Howard Stern. I'm playing Pokemon here, but I'm listening to Howard Stern, and
right?
yeah, it was just so funny, man. I'd listen to that in the morning, and then he would play these old cassette tapes um, after after work. You know, he'd like go to pick my mom up, and we would sit there and we would wait. Sometimes they'd play like the afternoon Howard show or like replay the morning show. If Howard wasn't on, he would listen to music. And I remember he put on "Paranoid" by Black Sabbath, the full album, and "War Pigs" was like the first song I ever heard that was like heavy. It scared the shit out of me, dude. Like when yeah, when Ozzy said Satan laughing spreads his wings, like I was fucking terrified. I like thought I was gonna shit my pants. Like I just remember like tripping out. It's hella funny too, cause like Mike from Warflurch was telling me about the first time he heard metal, and it was like he said he listened to Black Sabbath and it was their original album, and he heard the intro, you know, Black Sabbath. Like he said it was super late at night, and he put like a vinyl on that his dad wouldn't let him listen to, so he unplugged the preamp and just put headphones on, and like
Yeah.
he heard that shit, and he said it was like the scariest thing he ever heard. Like what was like the first metal that you ever like heard or like got into or in knew like shit just clicked for you?
So honestly, when I first got into music, I was completely not like it was not my cup of tea at all. But I was also like probably like 11 or 12 years old, and I was into like punk rock then. What I thought was punk rock as a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? The classics, Ramones, Sex Pistols, the Stooges, all the old school shit, you know? And that's what I was into when I was really young. But I had ended up so you're from California. I don't know how much time you've spent like in like Sacramento or Rancho Cordova area.
A little bit of time up there.
So I'm from Rancho Cordova.
Okay.
So I went to this like Catholic school, right? And they were not cool with punk rock and shit like that. So eventually they were like tired of my fucking antics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little 12-year-old kid running around blasting fucking Sex Pistols CDs and shit, just fucking causing trouble. They were like, nah. So I eventually ended up going to Folsom for school. And that's where I like met this dude who was like way into metal. And he's like, bro, I'm telling you, you got to check this shit out. Like, it's super dope. And like, the only other thing I was listening to besides punk back then was Kiss. I was always down with Kiss.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just like maybe I feel like it was I saw Detroit Rock City and I just fell in love.
Yeah. Great
And
movie. Great fucking
yeah,
movie.
and of course I was way too young to be watching something like that. But maybe that's why I like latched onto it. But anyways, this buddy was like trying to get me into metal for the longest time, and I was just like, nah, bro, like it's not really my thing. Like I'm cool. And I go to the park one day and I see this, I've always been into collecting music. So I see this sampler CD on the ground, right? And it's just straight up sitting at Hagen Park, just on the fucking basketball court. And I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. I pick it up and it's a fucking Century Media sample CD from like way back when. I know I have it still somewhere. And because I think this is why this happened, because I was into that sort of fast, abrasive style that punk rock has. I put this CD on, and the first fucking song is "Silence Is Deafening"
What
by
the
Napalm,
fuck?
by Napalm Death. So that was the first time I ever heard anything like that, and I was like, "This shit is wild! Like this
Yeah.
is out of control." It's like, poof. And then the next song is fucking Behemoth,
Yeah.
and then after that, it's like Immolation, fucking Night Rage, Unleashed, Incantation was on there, Jungle Rot, and I was like, dude, this is out of control. So I finally go back to school and I go up to that dude and I was like, yo, bro, I'm all looking around and shit. I'm like, hey man, you got any of that metal you were telling me about? And he's like, what? And I'm all, yeah, bro. I found this fucking CD and I tell him about it. He's like, dude, I will make you a fucking CD and I'll bring it to you tomorrow. And he brings me a CD and it wasn't exactly of that caliber, but it definitely just like immersed me into the world of it. Like Pantera was on there, Megadeth, Kitty, Korn, fucking what was cool back then? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Slipknot, fucking 6 Feet Under, even
Was
like
there
the
some
13.
Mudvayne on there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, like Dig, or I think what album was out back then? It wasn't LD50. It might have been just that and End of All Things to Come at that point in time.
Yeah.
But those were both dope albums, by the way. But yeah, it was all shit like that. And I just remember hearing like honestly the one that really clicked with me the most, what really like kicked it into gear for me was fucking Pantera, dude. Like hearing Shedding Skin for the first time as a little kid, like dang, this guy is a god.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
Dimebag is straight up a god. Like I love death metal, I love all kinds of metal, but Pantera is always gonna like have a special place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them and it ended up being them and Slayer. But the first time I ever heard metal was Napalm Death, and they are still like one of my favorite death metal bands. I guess death grind bands to this day.
Yeah. They're heavy, man. They're fucking raw, man. Like they're like fuck, they're
Yeah,
heavy. Like I think they're that's like one of Kareem's favorite bands, I think. I think that yeah, it's Black Dahlia and Napalm Death are like his two main bands. Not I don't speak for Kareem. I am sponsored by Night Shift Merch, but I don't speak for Night Shift
right,
Merch. Yeah.
right.
But yeah, I know he really loves him some Napalm Death too. So that's pretty cool,
Oh,
man.
dude.
And metal
I
found
actually
you then.
huh?
Metal found you. You didn't
Yeah,
find metal.
it was like I needed it, maybe. You know what I mean? Like one of those movies, like, oh, this is weird. I wonder what this is. Like that shit was dope. I still have it somewhere. I'm trying to remember the other one that was a Bloodbath. The song Eaten, that was on there too, and I was like, dang, this shit is just out of control. I think that's what really like kicked in my love for death metal mostly because I listen to like all kinds of shit. Like I've gone from like I can go from listening to Pantera honestly to like just as an example, like right here I have Far Beyond Driven by Pantera. I got Deserted by Gatecreeper, and right next to that I have Good Kid, Mad City.
Yep. That
So,
album was so fucking good when it came out, man.
I mean, I got all kinds of shit in here, man. Cattle Decap, fucking Toxic Holocaust, Jimi Hendrix, Allman Brothers. I got all kinds of shit. Misfits, Charlie Crockett. Like my music taste changes all the time, but it always goes back to death metal every time.
Do you like binge listen to shit or do you wait till you're in a mood to listen to stuff?
See, it kind of depends. I'll binge listen stuff, but once I feel like I'm listening to something a lot, I don't want to like overplay it to the point where I don't listen to it as much, especially if I really dig it. So I'll like switch it up with something else, like something old school or something that I haven't heard before. But I listen to a lot of different stuff. Like there's the only thing I feel like I really need to be in a mood for is like doom or sludge.
Yeah.
And usually the mood is like way too big. Like literally just like laying on the couch baked, just like listening to Mono Lord.
Yeah, you need that dun
Yeah,
dun dun.
fucking groaniness. Yeah. That's just crazy, man. But like right now I'm jamming this. I got this in the mail.
Oh shit. That dude, that's a fucking classic right there, man. I love it. You know what cracks me up about that band is, or that album in particular is like, I listened to that. I was listening to a lot of Fluids, and like the Fluid samples like gross me out, and I'm like, oh god, this is too much. But then when I listen to Mortician, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's a pretty fun sample. Like it's like a
Yeah,
movie, you know, like
yeah, yeah. No, I feel that though for sure. Like this last Fluids album,
oh
the Not Dark Yet, that
yeah.
very oh god, the
I
first
can't
one,
listen to it again. I can't. I heard it
I can
twice.
like feel my skin like turning all flush and shit. I'm like, nope.
I don't think I've ever
Nope.
made it to the end of that track. I think I always like skip it
The
at
first
some.
one,
Yeah, I always like go. Yeah, I can't do that. I remember I like the I was like blackout drunk. Like fuck it, I'm listening to this shit. I ain't scared of this shit, you know. And I put it on, and I was
yeah,
like, oh, I just felt gross. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like it's fucked up because like I know they use real samples for all that shit, but
right,
you know, like it reminds me of like watching like Human Centipede or like you know
yeah,
like a fucked up movie, and then you're like, oh, I feel like I almost got a shower after that to just get rid of my
yeah,
anxiety, or like I feel dirty,
right. Yeah.
you know.
That's exactly what it is too, is it'll make you anxious. Like I feel like they use a lot of YouTube samples.
Yeah, oh
Like a
yeah.
lot. Like I know there's one that they used. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember this. There it was on the news though. There was like that guy who like the like SWAT team showed up at his like apartment complex or hotel room or something, and they were like down the hall from him.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they're like, get
And
closer to us. I remember that.
they made him get on the ground, and they ended up killing him anyways.
Yeah.
They used that as a sample. Like I think that's why Fluid is so scary because they use real shit, and it's like
Yeah.
okay, this is like shit I can't listen to too much. This is too real.
But then, so the Pharmacist album comes out, and dude, I've been watching like bum fights and shit like that since I was a kid. I've
Yeah,
seen, you know, I've kicked it in San Francisco before. You know, I've seen Pill Hill and shit. Like, I never like, I never like am phased by that kind of shit. You know, so like hearing like junkies talking and shit, I was like, okay, like this one's like kind of mild compared to the other shit. But then the
right.
music on that fucking one, like their drums and all that kind of shit, it was overwhelming. The music fucking made me anxious, which I was like totally tripped the fuck out by
Oh
that.
yeah, it totally feels sketchy like listening to it.
Like,
Like you
what are they
definitely feel like
doing?
you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I like had a panic attack. I talked about it before, but I thought I was dying in a fucking Taco Bell drive-through while listening to Fluids, and all I wanted to do was get the fuck out of the Taco Bell. And then like I realized I think it's the music. I turned it down, and like I was still having a panic attack like halfway home.
Yeah.
I trip out when I have a panic attack when I'm driving because I get anxiety a lot of the time. But it's really weird. It only started like as I got older in life, but like I think it's cuz like I'm responsible now, and like back when I was younger I just didn't give a fuck about shit. Like I could
Yeah.
wake up, I can't see. Me and my boy made a song one time, and it was a joke where we were like, I can't see out of my right eye. Like you wake up and like you're all fucked up. Like it's happened, you know, and like but yeah, so like I like fuck, I'm like going off on like 10 tangents right now. But yeah, man, sometimes I get so anxious, I feel like I'm going to pass out. My biggest fear is I'm going to pass out while I'm driving. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I either need to pull over, and I'm not going to pass out, but I just like convince myself that shit.
You get so anxious that you believe that it could happen.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, God, I can't. I'm going to crash this motherfucker.
You know what I feel like a lot of that comes from is like how old are you?
Oh, I'm almost 30.
So like we're pretty much the same age then, because I turned 31 next month.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like I mean I get anxious. Everybody gets anxious. You know what I mean? Like it just happens. But I definitely feel like it's just got to be like the age. You know what I mean? Like you get to a certain point and you become more aware and conscious of the kind of like responsibilities or that are like bestowed upon you by life. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just stoned, but
Yeah.
I get anxious all the time too, man. Like I smoke a lot of weed, and I even have to like make sure I only like I don't smoke sativas because that shit makes me really anxious. Like
Yeah.
if I get stoned, I'm just like I don't know what to do with myself. I gotta like plan out what I'm gonna do before I do it, and then or I'll end up like getting stoned and like pacing in my house, just like talking to my wife or like talking about something. It's like I'm not trying to do that. Like
I
I
got to
don't know what to
clean.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, I've gotten so high I've like cleaned my whole car out because I was just I was just like, what the fuck? I'm up there with the trash bag, like, and I'm in my pajamas. It's like fucking 7 a.m. You know, like on a Saturday. I woke up and and this was a long time ago, but yeah, I like woke up. First thing I did was take a fat ass rip, and then like, I am not okay with watching TV right now. I have to clean my fucking car because I don't feel right. And then like I'm
Right.
out there and everyone's just looking at me, and then I'm like, oh, I cleaned the car, I went and got coffee, and I'm still fucking high. Like, god damn it. It sucks.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's good.
that shit's hilarious. I know my wife always laughs at me like when if I start it, you know, because every time I like smoke a little bit after like taking a long break, I start doing shit. And she's like, "Oh, you need to smoke more often. You get all sorts of shit done." I'm like, "Not because I want to. It's because I have to.
My
Because
mind's
I'm
fucking racing right now. Like, as a motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, that shit's hella funny, man. But yeah, and something I noticed about getting older is I think about my mortality a lot more. Like, I remember, I think I was telling you over the weekend, like when I was younger, I'd be like, fuck it, if I don't make it to 23, I don't give a shit. I'll be like Jimi
Hell no.
Hendrix, you know?
Hell no. I ain't tried to live like that.
Yeah, I used to
Not,
not give a fuck.
yeah.
And now that I'm older, I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Like, I was crazy, man. Like, I did dumb shit. Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah, we all did though, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure everyone does that.
I had one time, dude, I pissed off an entire football team at a college party. I was drunk out of my mind. I go into this place and I didn't have any weed, and everybody was like passing around blunts, and I was like, yo, I'm finna hit one of these blunts. So I'm like, hey, let me hit that. And they're looking like, who the fuck are you? Like, no, you're not hitting our blunt. And I was like, oh, come on, man. My cousin brought me here. You know this guy. My cousin didn't know anybody there. Someone just told him there's a party. So I didn't realize I wasn't in good graces with anybody or host or anything. So I go and like, I basically like said something to like, I rubbed a bunch of people the wrong way in this party. And then next thing you know, like, fucking this big ass dude, he was like 6 feet tall, he looks at me and he like points and he goes, that's the guy right there. And I was like, oh shit. And thank god it was packed like sardines and I'm kind of short because I like just
You
tuckered
fucking
down. i I, I slipped out the front door and I sprinted fucking all the way home. Like, I just didn't know where to go. I didn't know where I was. I know all I hear is stories about people getting jumped out there when they're walking around solo at night, just by assholes that'll pull over and jump you. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember I just sprinted fucking home, and the fucked up part is my cousin was there. Everybody was already home, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that party sucked. It was a bunch of douchebags looking for a fight." And
So
I
you're
was
just there
like,
by yourself,
and you
about to
guys
get
just
jumped from me.
yeah, they left me. Like, I was like, holy shit, like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, could you imagine if you didn't get the fuck out of there? Like, that just makes it like, as far as like questioning mortality, you know what I mean? That was probably one of those moments where it's like, if I wouldn't have left when I did, who knows what could have happened to me? You know what I mean?
dude, I was on when I was 21. I was no 20. I was 20. I wasn't even 21 yet. I was sitting on this couch talking to like some people at this house party in Antioch, and like my boy comes up to me and he was like, what the fuck are you doing talking to all these guys here, man? There's a girl in the back, like, because we were out there looking for chicks, we're partying, just going to house parties. And
Right.
he was like, there's this chick in the back, he was like, she's a flight attendant, come talk to her. And I was like, all right, cool. I go back, chick's pretty good looking. I start talking to her, and then I hear bang 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 bang, like gunshots going off. And everybody scatters. I don't even know what happened with that chick. I think she like dropped to the floor or some shit. I ran. I jump over the fence on the back of the house and I run across the street because the fence went right to the side street. I run across the street, jump into the back seat of this car where this couple's like making out. They thought I was there to kill them. I was like, go, go, people are shooting. And they were like, all right, what? They didn't even hesitate. I was like, help me. Yeah, they
What?
drove. Yeah, they drove. They took off. And fucking everybody is like freaking out and scattering in the place. Apparently, right after, like 2 minutes after my friend had me get up and go to the back, right where I was sitting got shot up. Fucking drive-by shooting. They like drove up and just started shooting at the house. There were bullet holes
Ooh.
through the window right where I was sitting. Like I would be dead. Like it would have, and it was so random because we were just driving around that night, and my boy was like, "Where's the party at?" He's this crazy motherfucker. He'd roll the window down and like see other people like in the cars next to us and be like, "Hey, where's the party?" And they'd be like, "Oh, it's over here." Like that's not sketchy at all, you know? Like what?
Cali's so legit.
It was crazy, man. Like
Oh,
our
God.
so bad. We stopped doing that. We stopped going to parties like that because like the next month the same exact shit happened. We were at another party and a guy pulled a gun out. And I was like, okay, I'm no longer going to house parties in this fucking area because that's what happens. People get punked and then they pull a gun out, or there's always some shit. There's always some fucked up shit. No one just having a good time. That's why I kind of like Chico, because it was like everybody was just about having a good time. Yeah, there were shady motherfuckers, but you know, you could tell quick, like, do I want to associate with these people or not? You know what I mean?
I remember like, so I lived in California in Rancho Cordova till I was like 16, and then I moved away and came back when I was 20. And it's completely different when you have to be like a responsible adult that like takes care of themselves, and when you go back to your hometown where you had no responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not as much fun and games as it was when you were a kid, you know? I learned that fast. Like I was there for probably 2 months, and I ended up getting a Greyhound ticket back here to Idaho because it's fucking expensive out there, yo. Like even like so I get there though. What my point was, I get there and I'm rolling around with my buddy, and he I won't say names or anything obviously, but he had this fucking fizz pill, and he's like, "Yo, let's split this, bro. You just got here." I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, he only had one, I'm assuming. So I was like, whatever. Like, I would have taken the whole thing, but okay. So we split this pill, and we're just chilling, cruising around. He was like a big Mr. Fab fan. So we're all
Yeah.
listening to Fab and shit. And I was like, all right, this is legit. Like, I'm down with this. And he's all, so there's some things you should know about here because it's like way different from when you were last here. And I'm like starting to roll a little bit. And I was like, all right, bro. Like, shoot, dude. Like, I'm down. I'm already here. Whatever. And I just like driven from Idaho in the back of this '89 Camaro with two other people and like garbage bags of clothes in the back. Like, and then I get there to this.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, whatever. And he's all, if you ever are like walking around alone by yourself, don't bust your phone out or nothing. If you got like, he's all, you got an iPod or something? And I was like, no. He's like, okay, well, if you ever have anything like that, like expensive, don't be busting it out if you're on foot. And I was like, okay, because I didn't drive at the time. And he's all, make sure you carry at least a knife with you everywhere. I was like, bro, you're out of control, dude. Are you kidding me right now? Like, this is where I grew up, man. Like, why you gotta tell me this shit? And he's like, for real, dude. People don't play around here. And he's like, we went to this party. We ended up going to this party in West Sac, and he's all, don't look anybody in the eyes. And I was like, what do you mean? He's all, they'll think you want to fight them. And so we're at like stoplights, and it's like way different from Idaho, bro. Like they got in California, they got the liquor stores with the cages on the windows and shit.
Yeah.
And it's always got, I remember the one where I lived, like near my house, there was this fucking, it had this awning, and this dude, like, this, like, I guess, like, your typical store owner in the area had like a fucking fancy ass ride, like a big ass Hummer. And he comes out with like this, like, fancy looking turban on and like this fucking, what are they called? Like a sheet or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
But
know what you're talking about though. Yeah,
he's
like a
like this Arabian dude, and he like owned this liquor store, and he's got this big nasty ass Hummer like right parked next to the
was
front door.
balling.
Yeah, I was like, dang, like this fool ain't playing. And he's like, we had like the fucking bars on the windows and shit on the doors and everything, and like he's all like, yeah, don't look people in the eyes. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And like all of a sudden, there's like a lot of people around in California. It's way different than here, dude. Like, there's a lot of people around. So, like, I'm seeing all these people around, and they all look thugged out. Every stoplight we get to, I'm like, dang, that fool's probably gonna whoop my ass. Like, that fool could probably whoop my ass. That fool could probably whoop my ass. And then, like, I was just like honestly kind of freaked out by it. I was like, dang, bro, this ain't like how it used to be. Like, I'm not a kid anymore, bro. I can't, I'm out here alone, dude. Like, all my family's in Idaho still. Like, I have other family in California still, but like, it was sketchy. I remember one night I was, he was going to a bar because he was 21 and I wasn't 21 yet. So I was chilling at his house. The people he was renting the room from didn't even know I was there, bro. That's how sketchy shit was when I was there.
Fuck.
They
That
didn't even know
sucks.
I was living there, dude. I was like sleeping on the floor, like my dresser was my clothes all like rolled up next to me. And so like, he's all, bro, I'm gonna hit the club tonight. Like, I might be bringing home a girl, but I want you to see if these are good still. And I'm like, okay. And he throws me like a bag of mushrooms. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I got nothing to do. Fuck it. I had work the next day, but it wasn't till later. So I fucking eat this bag of mushrooms and I'm chilling and they start kicking in. And then he gets home and he's like, got a girl with him. And he's like, yo, bro, you might got to find somewhere to go. And I was like, bro, I like don't, nobody else knows me out here still. Like, I haven't been out here since I was a kid, man. Like, these motherfuckers aren't going to be like, yeah, sure, a friend that I haven't seen in 5 years, come stay at my house.
Yeah.
But, so I was like, can I just like sleep in your car? Like, I've had to do that shit before. Fuck it. He's like, yeah, sure, you can actually do that. Bring the laptop with you so you can use that too. I was like, all right. So I'm sleeping in this car and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm frying. And I start hearing gunshots like close by. I was like, you gotta be kidding me right now, bro. So I was all, fuck this. I like shut the laptop, put the seat all the way back, and just fucking put the blanket over me and just laid there like, fuck, dude. This is gonna be the most intense night ever. Like, I heard them a couple times and they seemed pretty close by, but obviously, I mean, I came out unscathed. So it was California is a big culture shock from where I'm at now.
Yeah, I've been to Idaho. I've been up to North Idaho, like Coeur d'Alene and like Hayden and that whole area, and it's fucking
Yeah,
nice, man. It's beautiful out there. For me,
dude.
I like, I just had to come back though. It was a little bit different for me. I have all my family stayed here. Like I just went out there when I was like
Yeah,
18, and I did not have the mind to get my shit together like I was supposed to be doing. I like
right.
literally blew all my money as soon as I got it when I was out there, and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like I'm not gonna last. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, it's beautiful out there and it's super quiet. It trips me out when you walk around and people just like smile and like say good morning and shit like that.
right.
I was like, what the
Isn't that
fuck?
crazy?
Yeah, over here in the Bay, everybody's just mugging each other all the fucking time. You know, you walk around like I literally feel like I'm about to get in a fight like at the grocery store. It's fucking weird. Maybe I'm just paranoid. You know, I
I
was
don't know,
thinking
maybe.
I thought that
Who
the
knows?
other day. I shit you not. I'm standing in the fucking cheese aisle at Safeway and like there's this big ass dude. Like, you know, me and my wife were like taking up the aisle. We're like almost blocking the aisle. I'm here with the cart. She's like right in front of me, so there's no way a cart could get through. And this big motherfucker is walking like down, and like I'm not gonna stare him down or anything. I just like look, glance real quick, and I'm like whatever. And he keeps walking directly towards me, and I was just like, oh fuck, like all right, I'm ready to start swinging. Like I start thinking crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? Maybe it's being on
No,
lockdown for so
I don't
long.
know. Yeah, who knows? I know some places in Cali be like that though.
I know. And then nothing happens though, and I'm like, man, I was just tripping, bro. Like
Right.
I
You
like
all start swinging on this fool for no reason.
straight up. He was coming right at me, man.
They're coming right for us.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah, that shit's hella funny, man. Like,
But I will say about California though, it's always had a pretty good metal scene. And it gets always badass shows. Like just about anywhere you go in Cali, you can get a good show.
yep.
A
Like,
lot of places.
oh, dude, you got the Warfield, you got fucking UC Berkeley, or the UC Theater in Berkeley. Fucking what else? What's that one in Concord? The Sleep Pavilion, Sleep Train Pavilion that they have. They have fucking and tons of venues. Slims in San Francisco. You know, there's
Yeah.
like so many fucking venues out here that every band wants to come out here. Like it's
Yeah.
the shit, man. Like
I feel like the last time I was in that area, I was in Petaluma.
Oh, Petaluma. That's up north, right? Like Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Okay. That man. You ever had Pliny the Elder?
Huh?
Have you ever had Pliny the Elder?
I don't
It,
even know what that is.
it's a IPA. You drink
Oh,
IPAs?
oh, I drink all beers, dude.
Oh, bro. So Pliny the Elder is the best IPA like ever made in the world. They they have it. They make it up in this place called Russian River Brewing, up in up near Santa Rosa, I think. It's or Healdsburg. It's in Healdsburg, I think. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like this crazy ass beer that they would only sell at like certain liquor stores, and they only give the stores like a 12 pack each, and the bottles cost like $8, and they have to be kept cold the entire time, or else the entire county gets blacklisted, and the liquor store has to limit everybody to two of them. Like,
But
yeah, they were like super, super about their quality or whatever. And then the pandemic happened, and I guess they were fucked. So they fucking just started dumping it at Bevmo like crazy. So now you go to every Bevmo and Total Wine and shit, and they're just like stacked to the top of Pliny. Like they have a whole fucking like corner
just
of
in
it.
case.
Yeah, it's still expensive. It's still like $8, $7 or $8 a bottle, but it's
Oh,
fucking
bro.
fire, man. You got to try that shit if you ever come out here.
Yeah, I do. I do love like craft beers. I'm a big stout drinker, porters. If I have the choice, stouts, porters, or like a hazy IPA, fuck, or just like any IPA, really. I like the hazy ones a lot, though. Those are bomb. I
Yeah,
think my
dude.
favorite beer when it comes to like beers that I think of like right off the top of the head that are the my favorite. Have you ever had Old Rasputin?
I haven't. I've seen that everywhere, and I've never had it. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's the
Oh, I
best
love
one, huh?
it. It's like drinking motor oil, bro. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, then you might not dig it. But
Is it like a stout?
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I don't do the stouts. I can't.
it's
They get.
like I feel like it's like 11% or something.
Oh fuck. See, like that's cool. Like a denogonizer, I think is like the strongest I can go. Like Drake's Brewing, they're like 11 too. But the stouts, my stomach starts talking to me and shit. Like when I drink them sometimes, and I feel like I drank wood, like or not
Mm-hmm.
not just that, but dude, I had this one beer that was like I'm like, okay, if a beer is like bitter or like doesn't, taste too good or like isn't too carbonated, because I need something really carbonated too. But like, if it isn't carbonated enough, like it at least has to have high alcohol content, right? I signed up for this fucking like beer of the month club where they give me a 6 pack every
Yeah.
month, and it's like some random ass beers. They gave me this one beer it's like some like fucking foreign shit. I forgot where it's from, but like it said it was like I think it's Swiss, and it says it's like a smoky beer. It's 3% alcohol, right? 3.4%. It tastes like you're drinking like water out of a smoked like a log, just like a fucking burnt log. And I was
Like a
just
fucking furrowed out log or something.
yeah, like burnt too, just burnt to
Yeah,
shit. And like
with a wooden cup.
I was like, what the fuck is this nasty shit? I was like talking to Mike, I think. No, I was talking to Bryce, Crypt Keepers. I was talking to him on a live, and I remember I drank like 4 sips of it, and I was just like, I can't do this shit. And there was like a Michelob Ultra that had been sitting in my garage for like God knows how long, and I was like, I'm gonna drink the Michelob Ultra now, and I just rinsed the top off and drank this like fucking room temperature like beer.
Ugh,
Yeah,
ugh.
I know. It was
I could
gross.
never do I could never do the Michelob Ultras. Those I tried those because like every now and then if you like drinking beer, eventually you're like, dang, I feel like a PBR alone is like just under 200 calories a can. And it's like you get like I mean my wife likes to drink beer too, so it's like we can't be drinking like heavy beers all the time. So it's like we tried the Michelob Ultras. Those just get I feel like those would give me a buzz, and right when I started feeling like a good buzz, because we do a lot of grilling and shit in the summer out here,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
like so you get a good buzz, and then all of a sudden you start drinking more, and you're like, oh, now I got a headache. Like that's how I always felt with those. And then like we were on the Miller Lights for a while, but I mean, as far as like a default beer, if I just walk into the store and I'm just like, you know what, I just need a fucking beer. Like I just want to have a beer. I'll just go get a Coors Light.
Yep, Coors Light's a good go-to. I usually,
Good default.
yeah, I like those, man. I like Modelo too. Like that's it's not as light, you know, it's still pretty heavy, but like a
Yeah.
Modelo's like good any time of year,
Yeah.
you know.
I am also a big fan of micheladas.
Same here, bro. That is like
Bro.
ah. Have you did they have the cups out there yet? They sell the cups.
Like, what do you mean the cups?
They have these big styrofoam cups that come with
Oh,
the fucking yeah, like La
all the
Helada
stuff inside?
micheladas. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I've seen
stuff.
those.
Ah, bro, those are like gas. And then like, have you ever been to Mexico and like had the ones they make down there?
Uh-uh.
They're like fucking brown, dude. Like they use this shit called so like anything with tomato or clamato in Mexico, they call that something else. They call it a ojo rojo. I mean a red eye.
I feel like I've heard of that.
And they say that's only good for a hangover and you don't have to drink the whole thing. You know, it's like a bloody mary kind of like it, you know,
Right.
gets rid of your
Right.
hangover, but the fucking micheladas that they make down there, they use like lime juice and this stuff called mullix, and you can buy it on Amazon. And you use like a teaspoon, or like it's a teaspoon or a tablespoon, but they put it in there. They usually have it mixed up already with like lime juice, and then they just tahine. I don't know if they mix the tahine in there. I think they do, but they do the tahine and then they tahine the rim, bro. Oh god, down there you don't get bloated off of them, like because like up here like I can drink like the cups and I can like make mine with clamato and shit, but I always get bloated. I can only have so much michelada, you know, before I'm like, oh yeah, I'm burping up like fucking red bubbles and shit. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, that shit gives you that same salty like limey flavor, and like almost like veggie-ish, like, but it's sweet like kind of
Yeah.
flavor. And bro, it's the shit, man. You gotta fuck with the Molix, man. I'll send you a link for that shit.
I'm a big fan of like drinks with tomato in them. Like, have you ever had a Bloody Mary with tequila instead of vodka?
I have not.
Whoo, that shit's bomb.
Yeah, I gotta try that. Fuck.
It's actually really, really good. Like they call it a Santa Maria or something like that. And it's got like I just put like a shot of Hornitos in instead of Grey Goose.
Yeah, I like fuck, when it comes to tequila, like I drink like Terramana. You ever had Terramana?
Uh-uh.
That's the Rock's tequila.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has his own brand of tequila, bro.
No shit.
Yeah, and then there's this other brand called Fortaleza, which is like I think you can only get it on the west side of the U.S. But the top of the bottle is an agave bottle. People say that it's better than like Don Julio 1942, and it's like half the price. And I agree with them because I've had both. Like the Fortaleza is chef's kiss, bro. That shit is delicious.
Hmm. I do like tequila. I'm just very picky about it. Like, it might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not really a fan of Patron.
Oh, really?
I'm not a big fan of it. Like,
I
I'm very picky about tequila. Like, I do like Hornitos, and that's not really like bottom or top shelf, but it's all
Yeah, it's
right.
good. It's good.
Milagro, the blue bottle,
That one's fire. It's so
that shit,
smooth.
yeah, like
Yeah.
water smooth. Like, I remember, I don't know if you've ever done like frisbee golf or anything like that. I used to do that a lot with my buddies. We just like would straight up get a bottle of that and just pass that around while we were fucking throwing discs and like getting stoned and shit. Like some hippie shit, bro. That shit was fun. But that's the kind of tequila I like. I don't mind like clear tequila. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
The brown tequila is not really my thing.
Yeah, clear is very good for like they say it's for like margaritas and shit, or like anything you're mixing it with OJ, anything acidic and citrusy. And then
Yeah,
like other kind of tequila is more so for like I mean you can use it for that kind of stuff, but it's mainly for like sipping just with like ice in it.
right.
Depending on
Right.
what brand you get, like the Terramana, I'll sip on that shit, and then like Fortaleza, I'll just have it on ice. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Like the tequila is cool. I get crazy on the tequila. I had the worst hangover I ever had was is it Casamigos, the one that like George Clooney used to sell, or that
I
used
feel
to
like
be? Yeah, I thought I was gonna die from the Casamigos. I drank like 3/4 of that bottle. That was the most I think I've ever had of like a bottle. I never knocked. A lot of people I know polish whole bottles off. I can't fucking do that. I'd fucking die. Like,
Fuck, dude. Like we were talking about earlier, like crazy shit that's happened like in our lives. Like I used to like just go to parties with like a cheap ass bottle of some like rot gut whiskey or like some fucking cheap like Montego Bay or fucking what's it called, Barbarossa.
oh my
You ever
god,
had that?
no, I never even heard
Or
of
like
that. That's how I
or
know
like
it's bad.
Bar- Barbarossa and Montego Bay are like brown spiced rum.
Okay,
Or I would get like a bottle of Black Velvet. You know what that is?
my cousin used to drive around when he was going through it with a bottle of Black Velvet in the back of his car, like at all times. He'd be
Yeah,
like,
man. Like, I used to just like roll up to like fucking 17, 18 years old. Like it ain't no thing. Like I'm not punishing my liver at all. Just show up with a fucking fifth of some rot gut shit. Like I'm gonna drink the whole thing every time. And
oh,
I always did. I always did it. But that shit was bad news, man. No way. If I was gonna, now that I'm like older and shit, if I like treat myself when it comes to liquor, I'm gonna get like either like some Grey Goose for like either shots or Bloody Marys, or I'll get like if I'm gonna just do Bloody Marys, I'll get the bacon vodka.
oh, I haven't even had. That's a thing.
Yeah,
Oh
bro,
shit.
it's bomb for Bloody Marys. Don't do shots of it. I've never done shots of it. I
Ugh.
would not think that would taste good at all.
Yeah,
But
I've
if I'm really like treating myself, I'll just get like wild turkey,
wild turkey. Ugh,
the
that shit's
bourbon.
crazy, man. Ugh,
Mm.
yeah, I like that. That you saw the last time I think I'm ever gonna drink hard liquor again. Like the
The
fucking
Hennessy one.
that was the last time. It was pure white Hennessy too. Like that you can only get that in Mexico. So like
Yeah.
I got that as a gift when I found out I was having a boy. And yeah, dude, I knocked that thing out and I was so fucked up that night. And like Hennessy just gives me the nastiest hangover now too. Like it's like an anxiety hangover. Like,
Yeah.
like I just oh god, I remember that night. Here's how fucked up I was that night. Viewers, everybody that's watching this right now, fuck, this is terrible. I'm airing out my dirty laundry
Yeah,
on
I'm
here.
definitely not condoning anything.
Yeah. I got so drunk I went into my car in the back seat. I wasn't driving, was not driving. I actually went in the back seat of my car and laid down and I was like I was so ashamed that I was that drunk I didn't want to be in my house. So, I didn't want anybody to see me. So, I went and I laid down in the back of my car and I laid there for about 10 minutes and the spins were just so hard that I fucking door dashed myself fucking Jack in the Box at fucking midnight at like 12. No, it was like 1 a.m. I think I lay there for like an hour. Then I DoorDash Jack in the Box. I ate Jack in the Box in the back of my car, left a big mess of just wrappers and like half eaten Jack in the Box. And then I fucking slept for like another hour. And then I sat up and my wife was looking out the window because she like didn't know where I was because I just said, I'm fucked up. And I like went outside. She was like, I thought you wandered off. And I was like, no, I was just in the car. And then I felt so ashamed that I did that. That I was like, I can never drink again, man. Like I came back in the house and then I had some beers on Sunday, for Christmas. Like family came
Right.
over.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I realized I'm like, man, am I gonna do shit like that when I have a kid? Like I can't do shit like that, man. So yeah, if
Nah, no need to.
yeah, so you've seen it here, you've heard it here first, everybody. May Bizzle is sober as of 2021, but that doesn't mean I can't medicate. Fucking what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So one thing I also forgot to mention to everybody that's watching, I now have a subscription bar underneath. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So if you like the content that we're putting out here for you, if you like anything that you're seeing on this show, make sure to subscribe. I don't even care about the like button. You want to dislike my shit? Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. But comment and subscribe, and if you, even if you're just commenting to talk shit to me, go ahead. You know, I love it all. I love the engagement. Thank you so much, everybody, for, you know, being so supportive. I went from 0 to fucking 113 in 3 months, and it blows my mind. I remember when I was at 12 and I was thinking, fuck, I'm never gonna get followers, and then like the shit's like times 10 now almost. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
it
fucking
just happens like that sometimes.
it's crazy, man, like how shit just like takes off. This whole year has been totally crazy for me, and metal has been getting better and better. I feel like it's not like something that's stagnant. You get a lot of bands like, I want to say my favorite album out of 2020, even though I think I did discover it in 2020. It might have been 2021, but Legions of a Different Kind by Undeath, that was like one of my favorite discoveries that I've made in the last couple years. I
I
almost
feel like
made it.
that was 2020.
Yeah, I think it was 2020. Yeah, but fuck, because when I wanted to make my album of the year for 2021, uh, I thought I was gonna make it Legions of a Different Kind, but Psychedelic Realms of Hell made my album of the year just because it was so different. It's a full project. The mixing was fucking fantastic. It's a labor of love from, you know, musicians that have been making music for so fucking long, and
Right.
listen to tons of great music. Like, I love Mike from Warflurch because he will legit tell you when he doesn't like some shit. And like a lot of people don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, that's cool, you make slam. He had like Bonginator on there the other day, and he's like, I don't like slam. And
Yeah.
Bonginator was like, huh? And he's like, yeah, I don't like slam, man. Like, fucking, but that's cool. Like, you go ahead
Yeah.
and make what you
To
make.
each
Like,
his own. Yeah. To each his own.
exactly. Like,
It's
that's the,
not a big deal. We're all in the same area, just not exactly the same vein all the time. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a really cool way to be. And like, that's like something, like, you remember gatekeeping? Did you do any gatekeeping? I did gatekeeping when I
What
was
do you
in,
mean?
like, name fucking five. You listen to them, bro? Name fucking three songs by them. Name their album. Like that kind of
People
shit.
people call that something?
That's called gatekeeping. Like, you're the
No way.
gatekeeper of fucking metal. Like, you're
Okay,
like
okay.
you're
So
like you
like
don't get
so like I
past.
come to you with this shirt on and you're like, oh, Black Dahlia Murder, huh? Name two albums.
Yeah. You
Okay.
don't even listen to them. You bought that at Hot Topic, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Bet you got that at fucking Hot Topic, bro.
I'm just gonna do that now just for fun.
Oh fuck.
I'm just gonna do that to somebody now just for fun, and I'm gonna pick like the wackest shit ever.
You should do it with like your guests. Like, if fucking like someone comes on and you're like, "What's your biggest influence?" They're like, "Suffocation." You're like, "Oh yeah, name two albums by them." Fucking poser. No, like,
Just end it. Fuck. Just like, yeah, right. And
I know. You know what's funny? I always think about fucking around with my guests like that, and then I'm like, "No, I can't do it," because I know if I do it to one person, it's just gonna fuck up the entire
yeah,
show for everybody. And I'm not. I wouldn't do that kind of shit. When I get comfortable with people, I fuck around with them like a little bit more. But like, I did an interview with Dark Sheik one time, and this was the last time I did it. But Dark Sheik is such a good sport. So if you don't know, Dark Sheik, I always talk about Dark Sheik on the show too. Dark Sheik is like the fucking, there's a church of wrestling, like literally like a church. Like, you know, you can join this fucking church, and it's all about wrestling. Dark Sheik is the high priestess of the Church of Wrestling, and she started this entire religion of wrestling. It's like a wrestling religion, and she started the, I want to say, one of the most popular, probably the most popular promotion out of the Bay Area. They're called Hood Slam. It's this thing they do in Oakland every fucking, well, they used to do it like, I think every Friday of the month, and it was just a very popular thing.
I feel
Um,
like I've heard of that too.
yeah, they like, Sheik went and wrestled everywhere throughout the U.S. and like never was never really happy where she was wrestling at, and then because of like different promoters like telling her what to do and all this shit, so she came over here to Oakland and like called up. She had a venue she could do a show at, and she called up like all the different people that she wrestled with, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna do my own thing where we just do whatever the fuck we want to do, and like we make our own story, and like I'm not gonna like limit you on the type of shit you want to do." And they came and they turned it into this crazy ass phenomenon that has just been like, they do like video game night, and like they have like this dude Anton Voorhees, he like came out as Link, and like they have different characters. They did like a triple threat match with like Sub-Zero versus Eddie Gordo versus Ryu. Like it's fucking badass, and it's
sick, dude.
and they serve alcohol and they cuss and they smoke weed, and it's like an adult yeah, it's an adult wrestling show. So
That's
like,
what's up.
yeah, Sheik started all this shit, and I had Sheik on my show, and the interview totally got botched. The audio was fucked up. I was tore up about it. But right before the interview started, I said to Sheik, I was hella serious, like when we were in like the the show starting thing, and I was hella serious, and I was like, all right, Sheik, thank you so much for coming here. I just got to tell you, I got to warn you, I'm not pulling any punches with these questions I'm about to ask you. And Sheik was like, okay. And then I like hit start, and I said, like hella seriously, I was like, do you believe in aliens? And like Sheik was like, what the fuck? But Sheik's so witty, like Sheik already like can just Sheik was like she said she was like, of course I believe in aliens. I wrestled them once. And I was like, fuck, because they did like in a storyline at Hood Slam. So I was like, damn, like Sheik just totally I could say anything to Dark Sheik and she'll make it entertaining because she's fucking so just a fantastic human being. And like that's like after I did that though, I was like, man, you know what, I don't want to fuck around with my guests like that, like like especially like I don't want to be a dick, like
Yeah.
it's like this guy just brings people on to fuck with him, like Eric Andre.
That would be funny as fuck, though.
Yeah, man.
Eventually, I feel like people would catch on eventually.
Yeah. Well,
like, have you ever heard of that restaurant called Dick's?
Dude, I will not eat there. Every time I go to Vegas, fucking someone says, I think my dad wants to go, and I'm like, Dad, I'm in Vegas, I am inebriated. I'm gonna punch somebody in this fucking place if they say something to me or my wife.
Just some fucking French fries.
And if and the way my friends are, it's like if I don't sock someone, they're gonna sock someone. Like I don't, and they're probably more likely to do it. Like holy fuck, I totally feel you on that. The fucking dicks, man. Like who the fuck pays for that? Who pays to get harassed? I would not.
How is that even like an experience? You know what I mean? That's like now you're just hearing what everyone's thinking every day.
Yeah.
Like what? Why would I want to pay for this? I liked it better when they didn't say this.
I know that shit sucks, man. They put a bag on your head and they like write some fucked up shit on it. They make a fucked up name for everybody. Like I remember walking by and like I saw this chick, like she was kind of heavy set, and they put like a thing that said "fat cow" and then put it on her fucking head. And
like, why would you want to do that?
Why would you pay for that? Yeah, it's a Vegas restaurant. It's probably pretty expensive too. Like in Vegas, shit ain't cheap.
But I would also think anybody going in there probably knows what they're getting into as well. I would think.
Have you ever heard about McCamey's Manor? You ever heard about?
I was just thinking about that when you said they put like bags on their head and shit. I was like, bro, I'm starting to think about that shit now.
Bro,
that shit's
fuck that guy, man. Like that is terrible what he does. I mean, people are dumb enough, and you know what though? So what I've read, because I was really like tripping off of that, because I was like, I'd like what is it, like $100,000 or some shit you get if you stay the night, or 20,000 or something.
I feel like there is some kind of prize.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately you live, hopefully.
Well, nobody's ever survived it. Or no, I mean, not survived. Nobody's ever made it through the whole night. They all quit. And when you quit, he has like your face in dirt and like all fucked up, and like he's like drowning you almost, and like, and then he makes you say, I'm a little bitch, I cannot do
Yeah.
this, like, and he won't stop until you do that. That is not
Yeah.
a haunted house. That is not a haunt. That is just fucking, he basically tricks you into fucking getting tortured, you
Yeah.
know? Like, that's, what the fuck is wrong with that guy, man?
I don't know,
Fluids
man.
needs to sample that shit on their next project, like some of
Right?
one of the
Yeah.
clips from his thing. Like, I want to, if I get Fluids on, I'm gonna bring that guy up. Like, fuck, that's
Don't
terrible.
Yeah, that shit's insane, man. I had a buddy who was like, I had this buddy in another city here in Idaho, and he was like in the military for a long time, and he ended up like, he was in the military, and he ended up getting done, like he was done with it after a while, and like he kind of had this like PTSD kind of thing going on, where like one time he was all telling me, he's like, yeah, I got fucking like, it was weird. I knew something was wrong when I got cut off in traffic, and I immediately reached for a sidearm. And I was like, dang, bro, that's nuts. And
Fuck.
he's like, yeah, like he's like, I'm not like that anymore. But this is this same dude who was like, bro, I am down to go try McCamey Manor. And I was like,
Ah,
dude, you're crazy, bro. Like, no. He's like, would you go do it with me? And he's like, I was like, no, dude. He's all, it only costs a bag of dog food. And I was
yeah.
like, I'll get a bag of dog food and give it to my dog before I go there and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll do that once a month, actually. I'll go buy a 16-pound bag and I'll do that instead every month.
Like, what I've read about that place is that the guy fucking, he puts you through like, I think like 6 different psychological evaluations before you go in, and he says he's doing it so he can make sure that you'd be safe to go into it because it's so intense. What he really is doing in these psychological evaluations, what some people say, is that he's trying to make sure you're not the kind of person that's going to pursue him after he does all this fucked up shit to you. And they say that the only people that he like lets do it are people that are like mentally weak and easily suggestible into doing things, and that would not do anything back. So yeah, like, that's fucked
That's
up.
some straight predator shit,
Yeah,
bro.
they probably wouldn't even, like, your boy probably wouldn't even make it through the first screening because he'd be like, oh no, this guy'd fuck me up if fucking I did something to him, you know, like. And I think he moved it. He did it in fucking uh he did it in LA, I guess, at first, and then he moved it to like the woods or some shit. He's like in a different state, and I think
Yeah.
Atlanta now is where it is, but
I'm pretty sure it's one of those southern states
yeah, like, what the
on the
fuck?
southern part.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
creepy.
sure where.
Like,
Not for me, bro. Definitely not for me.
yeah, I like was like, okay, well, there's videos of it, and I seen the videos, and I was like, dude, this is like torture porn. Like, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
This ain't even like acting, bro. Like they for real do not want to do this at this point.
Yeah,
Like they're ready to go.
yeah, it's
So
terrible, man. I can't believe people do
fuck all
that
that.
shit. I,
Fuck all that noise. That is straight up like you could probably go in there with a tape recorder and make a whole entire Fluids album. just like get all the samples for an entire LP. Just go in there. Like I'm literally just here to like record. If that's okay, I'll bring 2 bags of dog food.
Yeah, 2 bags. I just want to record all this shit.
Yeah,
Fluids will be set for like
they'll
a
be
fucking,
so pumped when I bring them back this tape.
yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Yo, I'm dead. That is the best shit I've ever fucking heard. I think, like, that's the funniest thing I've heard in a long ass time. Oh my god.
Candy Manor.
Let's go. Let's fucking.
Let's see if they'll be down with it. 'Cause I ain't trying to get fucking tarred and feathered over a Fluids album.
I know, yeah. What the fuck?
Not me, bro.
Oh my god. That's funny. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, man, like, that shit's crazy. I've been trying to get Fluids on for the longest time, and like, as time goes on, I'm like, I like listen to Not Dark Yet more and more. Like, just like trying to make it through that first track, and I'm like, fuck, do I want Fluids on the show? Like, it would. I hope
There's
they're.
there's a lot of songs on that album that I do really dig, but like some of
Yeah,
those samples are just like out of control,
yeah.
like cringe, like creepy, dude.
Well, it. I totally understand it's their concept, and they're really good at it. They're really great at art. Fucking, they're fantastic musicians. And from what I've heard, they're actually some really good dudes. From other people in the industry, like have told me like they've done work with them, and they're like really punctual about getting shit done, and like they're actually like nice dudes. Like it's just their concept that they go 100 on that shit, and they do a good job at it. They're achieving what they're artistically trying to do at the end of the day. So
Right.
I feel
Right.
it, and I do respect it. It is maybe a little too much for me, but they're for the next guy that can fuck with that or is into that kind of shit. That's for them. Like I
Yeah,
totally.
for real. Like I dig it. I definitely dig a lot of their earlier stuff too. Like the fuck are those albums called? Isn't it called like Ignorance Exalted or something like that?
Yeah, isn't that the one with Capped on it? Capped is like my favorite Fluid song. It's their
I
most
like
played one too.
the album that has Halt. That one's my favorite one. I think that's the first one. Exploitative Practices or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's their first one or not. It's one of them, but the one that has Halt on it, that entire album, like I can really only listen to it like that, like just from beginning to end.
Yeah.
It's sick as fuck. I just put this on now that since we were talking about California.
Ah, snuffed on sight, baby. Fuck, I don't have that. I need that.
Dude, I am so glad I have this. I like got into them right as I feel like they're starting to blow up and shit, you know?
Seven is the coolest fucking like kid, man. Like I talked to him for like 4 hours, dude, and we just chopped it up for so long. He's so fucking cool. Like, and
Yeah.
then the music that he's making is just like what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, like he's so nonchalant about his shit too. He's like, yeah, he's like, I just kind of put that one together, you know.
Yeah.
Like he's just so humble about his shit. I'm like, dude, you don't get it. Like you're making straight bangers. Like your
Right?
shit knocks. Like that shit. Like
I
hey,
did I did actually just order the Snuffed on Sight Corpse Pile split too. I did make a big well, I say big, but it's big enough that it would get me crucified by my wife. But it's really not that big. I just got like so I went on their site, right? And they got some killer fucking bands in their catalog, dude.
oh yeah.
Like I ordered that split. I got the Inhumane Suffering promo and the self-titled.
Yeah.
And then because they didn't have it on their big cartel, I went to the band's Bandcamp and bought the Domestic Terror tape. And then now I think I still got a couple more I want to get. I've been talking. So what's crazy is I didn't know. Isn't his name Mike, the guy that runs Barbaric Brutality?
Yeah.
I didn't. So I don't. Did you see any of that live stream that I was on with him that he just had me come in on just randomly?
No, I didn't. I think I saw it happen. Was it last Saturday?
I feel like it was New Year's actually.
I think I was watching wrestling on New
So
Year's.
I didn't know. Like I was watching their live stream. It was just him and Seven, right?
Yeah.
And I was like just chilling, watching it. My phone's like on low battery. I was about to go to the store anyways. So I was like, whatever, like my phone's just gonna die. I'll watch this for a little bit. And then I started watching a little longer and I was like, yo, I commented, I was like, yo, are you all in 916? And he's all, yeah, bro, Sacramento. That's Macramento, dude. And I was like, no fucking way, bro. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And so I ended up talking to him through the comments, and I was like, I'm from Rancho Cordova. And they're like, dude, Mike's all, I live right across the street from Mitchell Middle School. I was like, no way, man. Like, I know that area. And he's all, yeah, dude. I was all, yeah, I went to high school there in like 2006. That was when I ended up moving to Idaho. But I went to this high school, and he's like, yeah, I graduated from that high school a year after you left that high school. And I was like, no way, dude. This is out of
Damn.
soul. Like at the same school at the same time, didn't even know it. Like just watching this dude's live streams and then just find out, holy shit, like I've been in this same area. Like this dude's talking about exactly where I grew up. Like
Yeah.
it was like small world, you know what I mean?
It's fucking bizarre, straight up, like how like you get connected with all these people and then find out. Like I was so stoked when I found out they're in the Bay. I was like, what the fuck? Like there's like a label like right out here, because like I'd never fucked with people in the Bay really like that I didn't know, or like, you know. And I was like, dude, these guys are cool as fuck. Like they're right
Yeah,
there. Like I
cool.
hit up Mike, I think like the first, because I had 2 extra tickets to the Black Dahlia concert. I was like, yo, you trying to roll out? And he was like, oh, short notice, man, I hella would. And I was like, fuck, dude, like fucking I'm planning shit with this guy, man. When Cannibal Corpse comes, if the fucking Omicron is under control, best believe I'm gonna get my ass out there, man.
I'm actually supposed to hit up a show in like 2 weeks. It's Creeping Death and Cattle Decapitation.
Oh, that's badass.
I've never seen Cattle Decap. I've been a fan since fucking Human Jerky, bro, or Homivore.
Yeah.
Like when I was like young, dude, like 14, 15 years old or something like that. Like, and I've never gotten a chance to see them.
Oh,
Like
that's gonna be fun.
In Cali, I could have probably seen them a few times, but I just liked them. I wasn't as big a fan as I became over time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I never saw them, and I never really had the opportunity, I guess. But like now, I finally do. Like after 15 years, like finally get to see these guys. I did see Creeping Death. Like I feel like it was like a month ago with Exhumed and Bewitcher, and then I saw them once last July in Texas for Wrecking Ball.
Damn, dude. How was Exhumed when you saw them?
I seen them twice, and honestly, for me, the first time I saw them was a lot better.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was because the second time I knew what to expect. You know, have you seen them before?
I haven't. I fucking my boy just
Yeah,
turned me on to them like a year
yeah.
ago.
I won't ruin their getup, like, because it is a cool show. I definitely like it. It's definitely cool. But I liked the first time better because the second time was just like the first time, pretty much. But I'd go see them again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like if they came back, I'd go see them again. The first lineup was fucking stacked though. It was Judiciary, Necrot, Gatecreeper, and
How's Necrot live?
honestly, I was only there to see Gatecreeper and Exhumed at the time. I didn't even know who they were.
Dude, that is one of my top albums. That was 2022 as well, huh? Mortal?
21, yeah.
Was that
Mortal.
that was 2021?
Maybe. I think so.
I got to Google that one because
I
that
think so because that album is killer.
Mortal Necrot. I Yeah, if that came out in 2021, nope, 2020.
2020, I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
That takes, well, I still, then for 2020, fuck, that was some heavy shit. 2020, top 3 albums of that year. And that's fucked up. Was Planetary Clairvoyance released in 2022 by Tomb Mold?
No, that was 2020.
That was 2020. Okay.
So
So,
I think it was 2020, yeah.
fuck. Dude, 2020 was fucking a crazy
That
year.
was, yeah, that was actually a pretty solid year for death metal. I'm pretty sure, isn't that when Odious Descent into Decay came out as well?
I haven't even heard that album. What is that?
Cerebral Rot.
What is it called?
Cerebral Rot. You never heard them?
S-
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. They're fucking dope, dude. Cerebral Rot is the shit.
Cerebral Rot.
Yeah.
What's the name of the album?
I believe it's called Odious Descent into Decay.
Odious Descent into Decay.
Yep, that is what it's called. It's right here. It's this one. That if you listen to that album, the first song on there is just enough to fucking sell you. Like that shit's a banger, bro.
All right, I'm gonna listen to that.
Fucking sick, old school sounding death metal. Like they're like I feel like they're kind of in a league of their own, honestly. Like them, honestly, my favorite death metal right now is probably them, Witch Vomit, fucking definitely Warflurch. fucking, I like all that shit, man. I
What?
actually just got into Undeath as well. Like I wasn't even really fucking with Undeath when the album came out.
Oh, they're so good. That album is so fucking good.
It is.
If you
It
read the
is.
lyrics too, like to the songs, like it's just oh
So
god.
what's funny about Undeath is like I was like just starting to like fall down the rabbit hole of modern death metal, I guess. What's coming out these days. And I just started like loving all these bands, right? And then eventually I started hearing Undeath. I heard Sentient Autolysis. I heard the demo or whatever. And I was like, eh. And then like everyone was getting into them. So I was like curious to myself, like, why is everyone into this shit? And I just can't like really sink my teeth into it. You know what I mean? So finally I gave it so many listens, dude. I was like, I love the artwork, I love the logo, I love it. Everything looks bad as fuck, but I can't, the music is just it's not hitting me, bro. So I got super baked this one time I was listening to it, and it just happened by random chance. I was like, fuck it. I'm fucking stoned as fuck right now. Like I put that shit on Lesions and I was like, bro, this shit's fire. Like
Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
can
dun, dun, dun.
actually like vibe with this now. Like I'm
Yeah.
down with this. Like this is dope. So that night I ended up buying this.
Yes. It's so good.
I,
Which vinyl did you
I
get? Did you get a
huh?
colorway? Did you get a colored one or?
Yeah, I got the white one.
Oh, that's sick.
The like no label.
Yeah, just all white.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fire. The only white that I have is I have Immortal fucking Battles in the North. That's my only white vinyl that I have. That is so sick to have fucking lesions on that. I have my
I feel like
lesions. I got a purple green one. It's like a like fucking like splatter or some shit.
I saw that one. That's the one that I was thinking about getting, but it was sold out. But I know this one is. I feel like I they still had some of these on Bandcamp. These white ones.
I think I need to cop. Well, fuck, I can't cop it. I can't cop it. I got
I know they're only. The only thing that sold me was the gold sticker that it came with, and the fact that there was only 100 of these.
yeah,
But I feel like there is still some left. Like that when I bought it, I was super late to the party.
dude.
Like super late.
I haven't. I still. So I don't. I have all this vinyl and no fucking record player still because I'm a lazy fuck and I don't think to buy a record player. But
Mm-hmm.
like, does it sound better on vinyl? That album in particular.
I've only heard it on like on my phone
Okay.
and on but on vinyl it's one that I go back to often. And in fact, because I ended up liking them so much, and I felt like a fucking horrible fan for like sleeping on them for so long. I put the effort in though. Like
Yeah.
I put the effort in. I ended up getting on eBay, right? And I was looking around for like sentient autolysis or something. You know, I was like, I got to get something old.
Yeah.
But the best I came up with was this one. The fucking composition they did.
Oh shit.
So, so the A side is the demo and sentient autolysis, and the B side is the live from hell set.
What the fuck?
So I was like, I'll just get this. So
Oh, that
all of it.
that was when they did the show, right? They did the online show and the fucking from that bar.
I don't know. Oh, the live from hell. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that and I almost did it come with the shirt too?
No,
The
I don't know.
package?
I just got this.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, I was pumped that I found this. I was like in an auction for it. Someone like straight up, I had like the highest bid on it for like a week. And I had lost like a deicide tape that I was really trying to get through not paying attention to my eBay.
Ah,
Yeah, like someone outbid me by 50 cents with like 6 seconds to spare when I thought I had like 5 minutes still.
fuck, dude. I
I
hate
was,
that shit.
dude, it came with a live Unleashed tape, and it was all for total, both of them, $26. And then
Oh my
shipping.
god. That's a steal, man.
Yeah, Once Upon the Cross and Live Unleashed for 26 bucks, both on tape. Like I was all for that.
I got so the best deal I got last year was a copy of Miasma on vinyl. It was one of the represses. I got that shit from. Have you seen Born Dead Collection on Instagram?
I feel like I have.
So it's this account that has fucking like just random shit that they put on all the time, and it's like they put on like that. So the Born Dead collection I think was like every single undead or death album, but they had them all on cassette tape, and it was like different colors that like from their entire discography or whatever. So they did
Yeah.
that, and then they just started putting up like hard to find shit, and it's all like $20. And I was like, what the hell? So they put up a copy of Miasma, which is something that goes for like 30 to $50 fucking on other websites. And they put it up there for $20, and then they said 50% off for Black Friday, and they had one copy of it. So I jumped on there. I fucking used their code. With shipping, it was $15 for this fucking copy of Miasma, and I was just like,
What?
I thought I was gonna get like a fucking like some bullshit ass, like I didn't know what to expect. I was like, whatever, I'll take a $20 loss saying that I almost got it, and I got it, and it fucking is it's the actual fucking shit. I was like really surprised. It's like the real sealed copy of that shit, like unplayed too. I looked, it wasn't even secondhand. Like I was just like, where the fuck are they getting this shit? Like they must be going to like record stores and just like finding shit for like cheap, and then I don't know how they do it. It's some chick that runs it, and she runs it through a fucking big cartel website. But
Huh.
yeah, shout out to Born Dead Collection. You should keep an eye on that shit because they get
Yeah.
a lot of old shit on there, and they'll just throw it up, and like you can always get, right now they have like 20% off or some shit, like the
I,
entire purchase.
I do know as far as Black Dahlia goes, I think the only things I have is all CD.
Yeah.
But you know what I really, really want to get, and I didn't get it because I'm an idiot, I guess. I don't know. No really good enough reason. But did you see those Verminous records with the fucking slime in them?
You know how much they're going for now?
Too much for me to buy.
They're like 500 fucking dollars each. I was
Yeah.
so pissed. I saw them too, and what weren't they like $60 or $80 or something? And I remember seeing that and thinking I would. And I didn't collect vinyl yet. And I was
Same.
so stoked for the album. And I bought all the shirts. I bought everything. I bought the CD. I bought it on CD, and I remember seeing that and just thinking like, I don't fucking like I'm not gonna spend money on that. I don't even listen to vinyl. And then I looked online, and there was some stupid shit that I read. I fuck whoever wrote this article. This guy wrote an article saying like, uh, vinyl quality is not as good as MP3 high quality or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I want the best quality music, So if I buy the album, I'll just buy it on CD. And then that shit sold out, and then I am with fucking a whole bunch of fucking vinyl now that I don't even listen to, but because I don't have a way to listen to it. But I'm like, fuck, I wish I bought that fucking one, man.
Dang, bro. Yeah, you should get a record player, dude.
I need one. I can't afford it, man. I got the young one on the way.
Bro,
What do you
if
got?
you turn this around, I have no idea. Oh, here it is. Okay, bro. This record
Damn.
player, I straight up got this at a pawn shop for like $100, I think.
Audio Technica?
Yeah, it's like an older model, but it works just fine, and they still sell needles for this one. So like that's really all you need. Fucking Sarah Marshall.
Damn.
I got a mortician one too.
Dude, that's
And then
fucking sick.
but I got this, that,
Oh my god.
that tower, the surround sound, and that tower. The all that other stuff besides the turntable was free.
Oh my god. How'd you do that?
Like it was just straight up in someone's driveway, like on the classifieds here in Mountain Home. How do I make this bigger, bro?
Uh, you trying to go like bigger on my screen, or
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
here, I can like stretch you.
Oh, that'd be dope. Oh
Here we
no,
go.
it's all tiny. Like the whole thing is just like in the corner now.
Oh, you mean like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, you're gonna like, you gotta like press the mess around with it, and then it'll like throw you back on the Zoom screen because you're on a Zoom. Maybe like double tap the screen or something, the little mini preview.
What happens if I scroll over?
Are you good?
No. What happens if I scroll over from it?
I'd just try it.
Oh, wait. Let's see.
It'll say one direction is driving mode.
Oh well.
Oh, so now you're that way?
No, you're all tiny, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I see what's going on here, I think. I told you, dude, oh, there we go. Got it.
Right
Okay.
on.
Sorry, what was I saying? Oh,
But
I
yeah,
got
you
all that.
got the whole fucking dude. That is your whole setup. I just gotta say, your whole setup is the reason. Like a setup like that. When I first saw like a fucking what's it called? What's that shit called? Uh,
Uh,
audio file setup. When I first saw like what it takes to like properly listen to shit, that was also one of the reasons I put off on buying a fucking record player, because I was like, dude, I gotta buy a preamp, I gotta buy the shit, I gotta buy the speakers, I gotta get this. I have to worry about positioning of the speakers. I'm gonna have cables out the ass. My wife was fucking with me the other day. She said, you know what we should name our son? And I was like, what? And she said, Cable. And I said, why? She said, because you love him so much. And there's cables all over the fucking floor and shit in my room. It's just
there's piles of cables and cords and shit.
all over, dude.
Dude, I'm sure this room is probably a fire hazard. But that's okay. At least as long as I don't leave everything on for too long.
But yeah, you got that for free though, and it was just in someone's fucking yard.
Yeah, like they put an ad on the classifieds and they were like, I have this whole setup. I've had it for 11 years and I've never used it more than once. I
Oh
just
my
use it and then put it in my garage. If anybody wants it, come get it. I was like on my lunch break, I was like, I'm gonna go get this instead of get lunch.
god.
I went and got that shit, threw it in my truck, came home, ate as fast as I could, went back to work, and then fucking came home and set all this shit up. I do though have I need to find out how to get it to work because I have like a Sony like I almost want to say it's like refurbished or like new looking Sony like dual cassette player that I got on eBay for like $50 and I couldn't get it to work for some reason. I don't know why. It just won't work. So I got that, but I got to figure out how I can get that thing to work. So in all reality, for the record player and the cassette player I bought, I spent like $170, and I got
Damn.
with it too,
Dude, that's so lit, man. I would just be sitting there just listening to shit. Like
bro. Like,
I got two little speaker monitors that I listen to everything off my phone with a little like plug in and the little aux,
like
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
and that I'm happy when I hear shit like with that, but like, oh, I would being able to feel it. Like, do you feel it when you listen to shit with that
Oh,
speaker?
dude, I turn it up all the time. Like after I like, sometimes I'll like watch those live streams that he does, and he's always got music blasting and shit. And it's like, dang, I got the speakers. Like, what am I doing? I need to turn this shit up. Like I'm down here in the basement. Like ain't nobody gonna know I'm down here. Like it's not a big deal. Like you can hear it outside though.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like having a setup like I used to have the fucking cheap ass like Walmart quantity over quality record player. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. I know what you're
I
talking about.
well yeah, I won't say the brand names or anything because I mean I'm not gonna trash on them too hard. It's just not exactly what I want. It did what I needed it to do. I will say that.
Yeah.
It did
Fuck.
what I needed to do for a little bit, and then I didn't really want to use it anymore because there's things about it I didn't like.
Yeah. Fuck Yamaha. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what brand it is. Was I right?
No, no, like fucking all right. Like everybody's seen them at the store, like Victorola's, the cheap little suitcase ones,
Yeah.
those little like suitcase Crosley cruisers. Like, yes,
They look
I
cool
won't say,
too. They're really
yeah,
tempting because they look cool.
yeah, they look dope, and like, there's some things I don't like about it. And I used it for a long enough time to where I was like, I need to upgrade. Like, I'm starting to like spend a good chunk of money on some of these records, and like, I don't want to like play something, find out it's worth something, and I'm playing it on something that I don't want to play it on, you know?
Yeah.
Like, believe it or not, I mean, if you got a lot of records, I'm not really like a flipper or anything, you know what I mean? I don't sell my records or anything, but I'm sure my son will one day, or he'll enjoy them, who knows? But anyways, I got this Slayer record for Christmas a few years ago, right? And my wife spent like $20 on this thing. And I was super pumped to have it because I love Slayer. And after a couple years, I looked up how much it was, and it was $250.
God damn.
And it's the South of Heaven record.
Is it like one of the original pressings of it too? Yeah, that's why. Oh, dude, that's so gas. That's fucking
I was
hella
like,
cool.
I told my wife and was like, this is dope as fuck. Like, I'm gonna play this one time right now to see if everything works. Like, and then I'll clean it. I'll clean it, play it, and then I'll put it away. If it works, I'll just put it away. If it doesn't work, I'll play it whenever I want. Who cares at that point? It skips or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it played just fine, so I like just put it away, and I haven't played it since.
Fuck, dude. That's how I'm gonna treat my. I got a copy of Unhallowed that's sealed, and
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna play it probably one time, and then just to hear it on vinyl, and then put it away. But I want a fucking vinyl. I want a record player so bad, dude. I want it so bad. Like, hey,
They're fun.
everybody watching this stream right now, there's a donation link in the description if you want to donate and help me get this record player so your man can become more well versed in how records sound. I would really appreciate it.
Check this out, bro. So my collection's really not that, but I do got some like good stuff in there, like
Power Trip.
all the Power Trip. Actually, my opening fire is still sealed. I'm a Post Malone fan. I don't care if anybody knows it. I like Posty, dude. That shit's dope.
Damn.
I like. I got all three of his. I got Sepultura, Cattle Decap, Cannibal, Charlie Crockett, Witch Vomit, Immolation, Exhumed, Nile,
Oh, you got Nile.
3-6.
3-6 Mafia?
I got The End, and I got Mystic Styles.
What?
I got Obituary, Death, of course. Everybody's got Death now, though.
Which death do you have?
I got let's see. I have Scream Bloody Gore. I have Human. I have Leprosy.
Yeah.
And then there's one more. What is it? Individual Thought Patterns.
Okay. I got fucking Leprosy, I got Scream Bloody Gore, and I got Spiritual Healing.
No shit. What
Yeah.
spiritual healing you got?
Fuck. I forgot. I think it's the butterfly print, the repressing that they just recently did. Yeah, it's like red and blue.
I would say I would trade you my individual thought patterns for that, but I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice.
I haven't even heard it yet, so I gotta play shit at least one time before I trade. I do want to trade though some shit eventually. I gotta build my stack up. I'm totally down to like start trading tapes eventually though, cause like I'm gonna get some crazy shit in. I got that Frozen Screams Weeping demo fucking coming, so I'm just waiting for that to come in. I got I think I ordered some other shit from them too. And then dude, I have that Weeping vinyl. Have you seen that? The record?
I haven't even heard Weeping, bro.
Oh my Jesus. Bro. Oh my god. You have to hear Weeping. They are so fire. They made this.
Are they so dope that if I just like bought a tape right now, unknowingly before I hear their music, am I gonna dig it?
Yes.
Because I've been looking for like a wild card, dude.
They are like, I don't know what to. So you know Hunter Young from Body Box and Great View.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he did a song with them called Heaven, and he did all their mixing. So it's the mixing is like that clean, like as those albums. But this dude Theo Vlahos, the lead guitarist, and he writes all the lyrics. He's pretty much like the mastermind behind this band. He fucking he put together fucking it, a very heavily influenced like HM2 fucking sound, but
Hmm.
it's very heavily influenced by like Cannibal Corpse, but it's also really slow and it's in your face. And like, you ever heard about depressive suicidal black metal?
Like as a genre,
Yeah, DS BM, and it's like,
I feel like now when you put it like that,
yeah, it's like really like sad music and shit. This is depressive homicidal death metal.
yeah.
And their record has, I got to show you this shit, man. It's this is what caught my attention. What caught my attention was the fucking the shit, just seeing this shit. It's still on pre-order too, and it still hasn't shipped yet, it looks like. This
Dang.
thing's been on pre-order since like September of last year. I guess they had an issue with the first pressing, and then they have to print on it. You're gonna trip off of this shit. Let me see. Adding window. Look at this vinyl.
Whoa, bro.
Ethereal Suffering in the Light of God. This I bought it just for this shit because I was just like, I need to fucking see this. And how much is it? It's like $20, I think. Yeah, it's $20,
Yeah.
and it's a full size. I mean, like, look at that fucking. It says DHDM. Let me see if I can like get the other picture of just the, yeah.
Dude, that's out of control.
That shit is
I
badass.
I gotta check this shit out, dude.
Yeah, they are badass. This is what caught my attention of them, and then, or my, yeah, it caught my attention. I fucking listened to their project like the day it came out because this pre-order went up before the release. As soon as the release happened, I heard it and I was just like, oh my god, these guys are fucking badass. Their lyrics are just, oh, crazy too, man.
Damn. I've been that's what I like about watching some of these live streams because I fucking hear about bands that I didn't know about before. Like
Same.
I use YouTube Music. A lot of people use Spotify and shit, but I'm kind of stubborn and like getting old, I think, because I have this huge library that I don't want to have to like go and look for everything again. But I use YouTube Music and I've been like just like typing in band names and like just fucking just download everything. Just download it all and then spend like a day listening to it or something and see how I like it. But so far, like yesterday, I got on there like Nun Slaughter.
Nunslaughter. I haven't heard of that.
I feel like it sounds like kind of black metal.
Yeah. You gotta be
But
careful with black metal, man. You know about that shit?
uh-uh.
About the NSBM fucking labels and shit?
No.
The National Socialist black metal labels?
Oh,
And
what?
people that associate with that kind of shit?
No.
Yeah, you gotta be careful who you listen to, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I had no idea about this shit until my boy told me, Danny Morris from Gates of Mourning. He told me about it. He said they're like these labels that have like white supremacist like themes like behind fucking a lot of black metal bands that are like out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you gotta like watch out because some whether like, all right, who is it? Electric Wizard just did a repressing on a label that fucking that sells that shit.
No shit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, man.
So it's like some like fucking underground like racist shit.
Yep. And it's like it's
Fuck
a
that.
genre, and some people say, but it's freedom of speech. It's like, no, that's wrong. That
Yeah,
type of shit
nah,
is wrong. You know,
nah,
like,
I ain't about that. But
Yeah,
I did check out Nunslaughter. They sounded all right. Um,
I'm gonna write that down. Unslaughter. That's a crazy name.
yeah, definitely sounds like a black metal band. Uh,
Unslaughter.
Mutilation Barbecue.
Oh, they're
They,
dope.
they were dope. I definitely want to get one of their tapes. Fuck, who was the other ones? I've never heard this, and this is going to be something everybody's heard because the album I downloaded was from 2019. But I feel like they're called like Auguarium.
Oshuarium. I like au jus. Like roast beef au jus. Is that the kind of au jus?
No,
Like Auguarium. It's like a place that's just full of fucking au jus, like everywhere. It's like a fucking like aquarium, but it's Auguarium.
you just have to bring your own sandwich.
Oh, dude, that'd be nasty. Like a fucking like a community thing of au jus, and everybody's just dipping together.
Oh, that'd be rough. That'd be rough. Uh,
Auguarium. I'm writing that down too. That's a
I feel like I listened to that a little bit. And this is all stuff that I just like looked up or like heard about and just straight downloaded. Like I feel like they're called ectoplasma or something like that. Like there was one called
ectoplasm.
ectoplasma or something like that. Sentient horror. I'd never heard sentient horror yet. I haven't listened to them yet. I gotta check them out though. This is all just stuff that I just fucking found, dude.
I think I've
I just
heard of
like
sentient horror. I think I've
I
actually
feel
heard
like
of that.
I had to. That's probably why I downloaded it. I was like, I might have seen this before, but
You
I
listen
don't
to
know.
Uncle Ken's?
Uh-uh.
Oh, brother, you gotta subscribe to Uncle Ken's Death Metal Crypt on fucking YouTube. He's a dude that I got turned on to by Warflurch, and he has like tapes from the fucking 90s and like records from the 90s that he records and dumps on the internet. Like he puts them on the internet, so like there's some badass like gems that got forgotten like in the 90s, like bands that went together, released some dope shit and just never like there's one band called, yeah, like Abiosis is one of the bands that I like heard through him, and like I read the story and they're actually from Napa. Like fucking they recorded like out in Napa, and then they got signed, and then like I think the story was like the guy had to go out to a different state. The record label was like, "Hey, we want to put you on tour and you got to go out of state." And he's just like, "Nah, like I don't want to do that shit." And then the band just released this one badass tape, and he has all sorts of cool shit like that.
That's nuts, dude. I feel like I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah, he says I think he's on a hiatus right now. I haven't checked on his page in like a week or so, but yeah, Uncle Ken's Death Metal Crypt on fucking YouTube. You check it out, viewers. If you're watching right now, check that shit out. Uncle Ken is the fucking man, and then also what's his name? Nigel's Crypt as well. Um, fucking that motherfucker has a YouTube channel where he said it. He said I'm like the Wish version of a Uncle Ken or some shit. I think that's what he said. But he's dope. He's super active in the scene. He goes to all the fucking shows all the time, and I guess he brings beans to everybody, like a can of like Heinz beans as like a joke. He just brings them to like every band that he
Weird.
sees. Like yeah, I guess he
Just
went to,
like a thing he does.
yeah, he like saw Maul, he saw Snuffed on Sight. Like they're all like, yeah, this kid brought us beans. It's hella funny. Like,
That's what's up.
yeah, dude, like that guy's hella cool and about it too. Like, I would definitely check out his him and Uncle Ken fucking
I'm
look up.
definitely gonna watch that shit. That kind of reminds me of when I like. I don't know if you. This is an unpopular opinion, dude. I don't know how you feel about deathcore.
I like, dude, I like deathcore. It when it came out, it's the okay. I do have a little gripe with deathcore though. That shit was coming out as the scene was dying, like my scene, because I was in the fucking Escape the Fate, kind of like that when the hair metal shit kind of like all came back for a little bit, remember? And they like had like Bullet for My Valentine and all these like pretty
Yeah,
boy bands and shit. They're like boy bands almost, like you know.
yeah.
I was part of that. Like I had the straightened hair and the fucking skinny jeans and like the fucking I used to like skate everywhere and listen to that shit. And it's funny because like I remember when I knew the scene was dying because that band Broken Side came out. I don't know if you remember them, but they were fucking hot garbage. That is like undeniable shit. First it was 303, and then they were like the precursor of all shit to come.
Yep.
They killed the scene, and then there was a band, and it's fucked up because I Set My Friends on Fire. They were actually a good band, I thought, like for the scene, because they were still about it, and they actually like had some creativity in their music, but people would always like boo them and like throw shit at them on stage and shit because they used autotune. But like
Yeah.
they never got as big as these other bands that used autotune poorly and everything just sounded like shit and they fucked it up. And yeah, like that shit happened, and then Whitechapel came out and fucking Suicide Silence came out at the same time,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I was like almost upset because I read an article written by, I think it was an article, it was an interview in like Guitar World magazine or some shit. Cause I used to read it religiously every month, and they had like the guitarists from Whitechapel, and I put them in a box with Suicide Silence and like all those other bands at that time. So I read this interview, and the dude from Whitechapel, they were like, "So what is this heavy music you make? It's very simple. You guys are just like, barring fucking like, chords and shit and just like making noise that just sounds ugly or whatever." And the guy like didn't like say anything about it like being music. He said, "Well, here's what we did is we just started making songs and trying to get as many girls to these shows as possible, and then when the girls come, guys come, and then we started our own scene." And like that's what he said about his music, and I was just like, what, for real? Like that's it? And I was like, well, fuck. I mean, it was like the scene right before, but I'm like, this is some heavy shit, and I didn't know how to feel about it. And then it's fucked up because when the lead singer of Suicide Silence passed away, that's when I started to like listen to like their, because I bought their CD when it came out. I had a $20 Hot Topic gift card, and back then Hot Topic actually sold music, and
Right.
yeah, I bought that CD. And what was it? No Time to Bleed was their first album, I think.
No, the cleansing.
The Cleansing. What
Yeah.
was No Time to Bleed their second album? Okay, that was the one I bought then. I bought No Time to Bleed, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I heard about that shit, and then I felt hella bad, and like I went back to listen to them, and I was like, yeah, all right. And I'm not gonna lie, I am guilty of doing that on multiple occasions. I didn't like fucking Little Peep for a long time, and then I actually knew people that knew Little Peep and shit, and I didn't listen to him until after the fact, and then I was like, fuck, this guy was actually really good. Same thing. XXX Tentacion. I had a
Yeah.
personal fucking issue with that guy, and I didn't listen to him for a long time either until he passed away, and then I'm
Let's
very
see.
guilty of that.
Let's see if I can find it. It's right here.
Damn. You got autographs?
That's Mitch.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Where
So
were
that's
you?
the start. I was in this was in Boise.
Oh, no way. '07.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, this was the tour poster too. I've kept this since then.
Dude, that's fucking cool.
Right? So I got that, and what was the story about that, how I got to this was like, so I was at this show, and it was such a fucking killer show, dude. Like Suicide Silence with Mitch was like up here, like
Yeah.
untouchable, dude. That was like especially the cleansing. I almost feel like that was borderline just straight up death metal with just breakdowns. I don't even want to call it deathcore. Like that shit was hard. And I was at this show, and I'm just like, let's see, '07. So I had to have been like 16, turning 17, or maybe just turning 17 or something. And I'm with my buddy, and like the show's over, and like I'm still riding that wave, bro. You know what I mean? So I was like, I went up to them and I was like, hey, that guy, you talk to him, you're like, yeah, that was a really cool set. You guys fucking killed it, dude. That was awesome. And they're like, thank you, thank you. And I was all, do you guys need any help like packing this shit up?
Damn.
Um, they're like, I guess, yeah, sure, man. I guess if you want to help, yeah, right on, cool. So me and my buddy just start helping them put their shit in their trailer.
Dude, that's
And
so cool.
and this is why I thought of this about because of the baked beans. They straight up come up to us after everything's packed up and they're all, we don't really have much to offer, but we got this jar of pickles. Do you guys want a pickle? And I was like, sure, dude. Yeah. What?
You had a suicide silence pickle.
Yeah. Like, all right. Yeah. We'll just hang out here and eat some pickles, I guess. Sure. So me and my buddy just both reach into this jar that they'd all probably reached their hands into 65,000 times or however, you know what I mean?
All COVID is thrown out the window for this pickle. Well, this was way
Yeah.
pre-COVID. This was when it was still safe to
Yeah.
share in the
It was
community
okay to
pickle.
do that shit. And plus, it's like, it's pickle juice. So whatever was in there was probably killed anyways. So it's vinegar and shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, so we're just chilling there eating these pickles with them. And it was just like, that memory always stuck with me. I like got there. I don't remember. I feel like his name is Chris, one of the guitar players, Garza. I got his autograph and Mitch's autograph. And that was the coolest shit ever. I mean, I have a couple autographs of people that aren't living anymore, but not actually only two. Now that I think about it, I got Chris Cornell.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
How'd you manage that?
Actually, you know what's crazy is I got it from one of my dad's coworkers who actually got it. I didn't
Damn.
personally get it because I was a kid,
Yeah.
but at the time I wasn't listening to them. And she's like, "You might like this band," and here I am, like listening to like 6 Feet Under in my headphones, and she hands me this Audio Slave autographed picture. So I didn't really appreciate it as much when I got it, but as I got older, I realized how cool it was. But yeah, I got
Man.
a few. I do have he is alive, but I got Travis Ryan from Cattle Decap. I got Johnny Plague from Winds of Plague.
Oh, Winds of Plague. They were another fucking band
That
at that time.
2008 shit, baby.
I remember that. I remember thinking, because I was in a band at that time, and I was like talking to my, because here's how fucked up it was, because we were like a screamo band, dude, and the whole scene was dying. And I remember I came back, I like came back to practice, and we had this one drummer who was like, he had long ass hair, he was hell into black metal, his favorite band was like Mayhem and like Behemoth and shit, and he was like, he was a fantastic drummer. I could play anything and this motherfucker would just start playing with me. Like it was nuts. He can get anything down off my guitar. And
Right.
you know, I remember that this kid, cuz we all jammed, none of us had a house, and this one kid had the house with the garage. So he was like the leader of the band. But he wasn't that great at guitar. Like I mean, if I sat there and taught him some shit, he can learn it, but he wasn't really good at like improvising shit. You'd have to show him exactly what to play and shit. And that's cool. I mean, cuz I was lead anyway. But yeah, this fucking guy kicked out our drummer, and he told me, like, I remember I went to practice and I was like, yo, where's our boy's drum set at? And he was like, oh man, no, fucking, I told him to take his shit. I just bought a new drum set. We got a new drummer coming in next week. And I was like, why'd you kick him out, man? He's like, oh, we're gonna be a deathcore band now. And I was like, he could play deathcore, like, if we're gonna do that. And he was like, yeah, but nah, we're I found a guy that fits the fucking that looks the part. And I was like, wait, you kicked out Jeremy because he fucking didn't look the part? Oh, fuck, I just said names. But yeah, I was like, he kicked him out because he didn't look the part. And he was like, yeah, man, fucking, I got this other guy. And I remember that kid was so sad, man, when I talked to him. He was like, fuck, he really was into, like, good music and shit. And he was like, yeah, he just doesn't fit our thing. He listens to Cannibal Corpse and all that kind of shit, so it's too heavy. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. He was down to play whatever the fuck we wanted to play, like.
Yeah.
And he brought this kid in that like had gauges and like just looked like a different, like he looked like a deathcore, like he looked like one of the guys you could see on, like, the stage at like Warped Tour, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, let's see if this guy can play. And the guy didn't even know how to play fucking drums. He just looked the part, and he brought this kid in. And I left the band. I was like, yo, I'm done, man. I can't. That was the last band I was ever in, too. I was just like over it at that point because I was like, look, like I never gave it enough tries to find people that I clicked with to be in a band, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but that was just the most terrible experience because first off, I went in there and I wanted to be, or I didn't want to be lead guitar, but I went in there and I was gonna be lead guitar. And then did, after I did the lead guitar, they brought this other guy in who was like, "Oh, you're gonna be playing bass." And I was like, "What?" He was like the vocalist that they brought in. He was like, "Oh yeah." And the guy was like a hella gatekeeper with metal. Like he was super big into Cannibal Corpse. He always had Cannibal Corpse shirts on every time he'd come in. And
Yeah.
and he was a big dude. And yeah, he like came in and he was like always talking about like wanting to crush like skinny like screamo punks, and he's like, that's what these lyrics are about. And I'm like, so you're hating on us? Like that's what you're doing? Like you're just gatekeeping, you know, because we don't listen to what you listen to. Why are you in this band? It didn't make any sense. So I remember he was like telling me I had to play bass, and I'm like, no, dude, I don't even know how to play bass really. Like I'd have to like learn how to do it, you know, properly. I probably could because I could play guitar, but you know, it's a different instrument. So then they kicked him out, but then they kept his friend in, who was another guitarist. So we had 3 guitars and no vocalist. And then they brought in this dude. I mean, we were all like 17 at the time. They brought in this dude that was like 40. And they were like, oh, yeah, this guy's really good at screaming. He used to be in bands like in, you know, like 10 years ago. And I was like, what is this 40-year-old dude hanging out with a bunch of like 17-year-olds for? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
and the guy was phenomenal screamer at the time. But he told me, what did he say? He was like, we need to be called, what did he want to change our name to?
I
I want,
already like this.
like our band was called Her Deadly. No, first we were Hands of Oblivion. And this guy, and when the guy came in, he said, yo, man, you guys got to change that name. I was like, why? And he said, you know what I picture when I hear Hands of You know what I picture when I hear Hands of Oblivion? He said, that's what I picture. Yeah. I was like, oh man, you're right. Fuck, we gotta change the name. So then I said, why don't we change our name to Thanatos? You know, like the god or whatever, like from Greek mythology. And this guy was like, nah, dude, that sounds like the nachos too much. So I was like, all right. So so then this other dude came up with some stupid name. What was it? He said, you need to be called, it wasn't syringe. It was, you know what? Was it inoculation? No, that would have been crazy. I forgot what he called it. It was something that had to do with like blood or something, and like getting a shot. It might have been inoculation. Now I can't remember what it couldn't have been. It couldn't have
Like
been.
artificial insemination or something like that.
No, it wasn't like a dirty like name. Like it was like a game. It was a name like he said. I always had this idea for a band name. It was the 40-year-old dude. I was like, you had a lot of time to think about this. Clearly, so it was actually a pretty cool name, but it didn't make any sense. And yeah, I remember he said, you know what Mudvayne means, right? Like he was like telling me all this weird shit. Like, yeah, he was a weird guy. But oh, what did he
He's
call
like
it?
that. He's like that guy in Airplane. Have you seen Airplane?
Yeah, I've seen Airplane, but I don't. What are you talking about?
He's like the guy. He's like, Johnny, you ever seen a grown man naked? He's all, you ever been in a Turkish prison? Just asking him random shit. You know what we should call this band?
Yeah, dude. Wow, fuck, what was it? It was like, oh my god, it was cool. It was a cool name that he had, but we didn't use it. We ended up changing our name to Her Deadly Decision. And that's like totally a band that would have like been a band back then in like early what's it called? Like during the scene days, that would have like fit in perfectly. But then they they kicked the dude out after that, and then it all just fell apart. And I was like, I'm never gonna do that again. Like I'd
Yeah.
never want to put myself through that. It was a wild ride, and we did one show. And this was like 4 months of like being in this band. We did one show and we had 3 songs. It's a nightmare, dude.
Dang. That's crazy. I was in this band in high school called Carnivorous Indulgence.
Uh,
I was like, back then I was going for like that, like Cannibal Corpse style death metal. But of course, the drummer and the vocalist that we didn't even have a bass player. They were more into like the deathcore shit, like Whitechapel. So they're like, yeah, that's a cool song, but it was fun. But it was everything they wanted me to add was always a breakdown.
yeah, you got to add a breakdown though. Just make it a
No,
little dun dun dun.
that is no. But at the end, we should like carry that out a little bit and like maybe like you're just standing there like what play a breakdown,
Yeah,
play another breakdown. Like yeah, essentially yes.
it's gonna
Like
be like 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0.
yeah. Like, okay, all right, fine, we can do that, I guess. And that's what they wanted to do. So it was like whatever. But like it was like that. We only played I think like 2 or 3 shows. One of them was in a garage that was about the size of this basement room that I'm in, and there was like 25 people in it. It was literally like I was playing like this. It was like shoulder to shoulder in the garage, and like uh, there was another one that we played at this other band's practice space, and they used to dog on us because we were a deathcore band,
Yeah,
and that's why I wasn't down with it. I liked it. I liked the music, but that's not what I wanted to play. You know what I mean? Because it
yeah,
was a very oversaturated sound at a certain point in that time, and they wanted to do that, so I just wanted to jam, and that's what I thought they were wanting to do. So I was like, okay, we'll just do this. So the other bands we were playing, it was a very mixed genre show that we played at that place. And it was like $1 at the door or something, one of those things. It was at this band's practice space. And they were like a hardcore band, but like everybody liked them. So they were like, you ever watch the show Doug?
yeah.
They were like a bunch of Rogers. And like we were like a bunch of Doug funnies. Like they were just like dicks to us for unnecessary reasons. You know what I mean? Because they
That
didn't like what
sucks.
we were playing. And it's like, whatever, dude. Like, that you guys asked us to come here and play, so that's what we're gonna do. And like, that's all we're here for. It doesn't even matter. Like, we just played, and these guys were like dogging on us so hard that I don't know. Maybe like it wasn't even just them, but they were like, I don't dig on the hardcore dancing. It's not really my thing, but there was people doing that the whole time, and it wasn't even like just them. And like their drummer ended up breaking his arm while we were playing, bro.
Yeah,
They couldn't even play at their own gig. And it
that's
was just a
funny.
little like, show at their own practice space, and they didn't even get to play.
Wow. Yeah, that's what,
Like
see, that hardcore dancing, man. It comes with a cost.
instant karma, bro.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I
I
wouldn't.
like I like to think we were just that hard.
Yep. You broke a motherfucker's arm, man.
Honestly, those motherfuckers were probably just making fun of us and then fucking broke his arm being an idiot.
The fucked up part is Travis Scott was actually at that concert or at that show, and you inspired him. You turned him into the monster he is today. He said, "I gotta top that shit." Oh,
God,
that's fucked up. It's too soon. It's too soon. I'm fucked up for saying that.
that's
Uh,
rough. Dang, man.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get clipped for that. They're gonna be like fucking Mayvizzle jokes about fucking people dying. Like
Yeah.
fuck. Oh, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
said that.
Uh, we all know you didn't mean it.
Yeah, I didn't mean it in a mean way. Fuck.
Yeah. I wish I could still do that shit though, man. I want to like ultimately the goal is to like be playing in a band, but like where I live, I guess I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I use that as an excuse too much. You know what I mean? People travel to practice with other people all the time. you know, and an hour drive to go practice with someone in another city, that's not a bad gig. It's just me being lazy, maybe. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to pack up all my shit, you know what I mean?
I like.
That's why I ended up buying everything. I just got like a drum kit, but like a lot of drummers are picky about that, you know? They
Hey
want to
man,
use their shit.
you could always start a black metal band, one man
Just a
black metal.
one man band.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
like
what
such a thing.
I do actually have a project that I've been working on for a while. It's called Weed.
Weed?
Yeah, it's like a death metal, like thrashy. It has like some kind of like sludgy kind of stuff in it. It's kind of a weird combination of everything that I like, but it's only ever been as far as like guitar tracks.
Oh, okay. So you got to throw
Yep.
the do the tracking. Tracking's a pain in the ass. It's difficult. I've tried to do like some one man shit, and I'm just like, I get so in my head with my own music. I like can never lay something down. I'll literally like do 3 or 4 takes and then just go fuck this. I'm not
Yeah,
meant to do it, and I throw it away.
yeah. It's easy to just like be like, "Fuck this, dude. This is hard." Because that's pretty much what I've been doing. Like, I've been realizing that over like the last few days. Like, really, all I need to do is so here's what my options I feel like are. I can like basically learn how to play the drums better than I play them now, like significantly better than how I play them now, because I just do it for fun now. But I have to like dedicate myself to that and take it very seriously, like I used to with guitar, I guess. But or I could find a drummer or just program the drums.
Yeah, and program
All
drums. I
all of those tasks are way easier said than done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, program drums too. Like, a lot of people feel some type of way about those. Like, and I feel like it takes away a lot. Like, just and I'm not saying it takes away a lot because it doesn't sound the same, but I think there's a negative connotation with them, like in the scene, especially like if you go do a show with programmed drums, like you have to be a heavy ass or like a really good fucking band to do it with that because people will hold you back. Like I think I've heard people like refer say it negatively, and when I used to go to shows, the hardest band I ever saw at like a small show, like a little show, was a band with programmed drums. They kicked ass. Their fucking guitarist was nuts. Their fucking
Yeah,
lead vocalist was crazy. He jumped in the crowd and literally got everybody hyped up. And they brought so much energy. They got over, like they were able to do it. They were able to make it happen. So, like, I think that when done right, it can be dope. But there is, like, some people are already like, kind of like Slam. Like, some people don't like Slam, and you got to
yeah.
make some really dope shit for people to like it.
Yeah, I dig slam though. I like slam a lot. But I like to think of slam as like, I would put like internal bleeding or stuff like that in that category for sure. Like, I like that kind of stuff too. Devourment is probably like one of my all-time favorite bands, and I don't even consider that 100% slam really. Like, I definitely feel like that's very, very death metal with slam influence, I think. I don't know. A lot of people are going to hear it differently than I do, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's funny that you mentioned it took you like 7 tries to listen to Undeath. Like, for me with Undeath, it didn't click for me until I listened to it about that much. But I love the art so much that I kept listening to it because of that. And it's like I it sounded like noise. It sounded like a fucking mess of noise, and it was overwhelming and overbearing. And then now you listen to it and you're like, "Oh, you're so familiar with it that it's like this shit is genius." Like Lesions of a
yeah,
Different Kind, like the fucking drums going into the
yeah.
and
And the guitar work on that whole album is just out of control.
it's catchy as fuck. But it's funny
Yeah,
because you have to like dive into it and immerse yourself into that shit to like become familiar with it, like,
right.
and it's like, I don't know, I feel like new Cannibal Corpse is like that, whereas like old Cannibal Corpse, you hear it the first time and you're like, okay, like you listen to Hammer Smash Face, come on, like that's not a fucking song that you have to listen to 10 times to understand the breakdown of it, you know, like
Right. Right. It's pretty like straightforward and like badass right off the bat. It's not anything you have to like really digest. You know what I mean? But
and
like a lot of people, like some people, like what's like name a death metal band? And because like I've been listening to like a lot of newer things, a lot of people don't most people who don't listen to death metal won't recognize anything other than Cannibal Corpse. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Maybe like Dying Fetus. I'd heard of Dying Fetus before I'd even listened to death metal. But like I'll be like, oh, you wouldn't even know any of the bands. Like honestly, like there's a lot of them. Like you don't even listen to this stuff. But like, what was I getting at about that? Fuck, I got stoned, bro.
Der Weg einer Freiheit.
Huh?
Have you heard of Der Weg einer Freiheit?
Uh-uh.
Oh my god, if you want your mind to be fucking blown, listen to Der Weg einer Freiheit at loud volume and try not to cry. And try not to cry. It is so powerful fucking music, bro. Like it is, and it's black metal, but it's German black metal, and it's not, it's atmospheric black metal, and they aren't considered like regular black metal heads hate on them because their themes aren't like anti-Christian and shit. Like they're just like, they talk about like, you know, kind of like how, you know, Full of Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how Full of Hell talks about like real types of horrors and shit in life and things like that. They don't talk about like, you know, mystic shit or whatever. Like that's how
Yeah.
Der Weg einer Freiheit is. They talk about like, you know, very powerful themes and stuff. But oh my god, their self-titled album has this song. I think it's called Off Bruck. It's all German, but oh my god, bro, it is so good. I saw them on the Slay at Home tour last year, and that's how I heard of them.
That's what I was thinking of too, is so I was saying like how, people who don't really listen to death metal now, digestible death metal is a term I like to use a lot. So like if you don't listen to death metal, you're not gonna just jump right into like something like cattle decapitation or something,
Yeah,
Or you're not just gonna jump into like maybe even like witch vomit. You're not just gonna like jump head first into it. I wouldn't think. Like if you don't even listen to that,
yeah.
Gatekeeper, very digestible. Like
Mortician.
just Mortician, slightly digestible, I
Yeah,
guess. Like there's a lot of samples. Like it's pretty cut and dry death metal. You know what I mean? If you wanted to know what death metal was, you could probably just put on like Hacked Up for Barbecue, or
yeah.
like Chainsaw Dismemberment. Like that's pretty straightforward. Obituary is like an easy one to get into as well.
Sleep.
Sleep is good. I do dig Sleep. I wouldn't think they were a death metal though. I would consider
Yeah.
them more like
Doom.
straight stoner doom.
Yeah.
Differum though, they're like that fine line though. They're like death doom. They're relatively digestible
Yeah. I think
for
they're
someone who's never listened.
fluids.
It's the
Nah, I don't
samples,
know.
bro.
That's a little too.
It's the
Yeah.
samples, bro. It's the samples. A lot of people eat that shit up.
They need to release a clean album of fucking fluids, like with no samples, and I'd
That'd be,
I'd listen to it.
that'd be sick.
It's like the fucking like, oh god, that'd be, put like a picture of like a fucking rubber ducky on the cover or some shit, like
There'd
something.
probably be so many extra blast beats.
Yeah, I know they just overwhelm you with drums since they can't do the fucking.
There's no shock value other than blast beats.
Yep.
Let's just give everyone a seizure that listens.
Fuck, dude, right? With sound. Is that even possible?
I don't know, but I have heard shit that was just like so mind blowing to me that it's just like, dang, dude, this is intense.
Yeah, dude. That's how, like I said, that I think the song's called BB on their fucking their split with Pharmacist, and the drums were
Yeah,
just so intense on that I had to turn it off. I was like,
yeah,
why am I freaking out? And the drums are like, and I'm just
yeah.
like, oh, it's probably fucking this.
They've been putting out a lot of grindy stuff lately,
Yeah,
like a
it's
lot of grindy stuff.
it's really strange, man. Hold on, give me one quick moment. I have to switch to this screen. I need to grab me a water real quick.
Oh, we're
Where is the? Here we
that's dope. Fuck, I'm gonna grab a pickle then. No shit.
Here we go. Yeah, I smacked down an entire burger right before the show, so I have hella bad indigestion now. It's like making me cough and shit. That's why I was like, I need some water. That soda ain't cutting it. You
If
know what
there's
I?
one thing I always keep in my fridge besides beer down here, it's pickles.
Oh my god, pickles, dude. That's so funny. We were talking about naming our son Dill Pickle because my wife loves pickles so much. Like she's doing the pickles and ice cream thing. It's just the funniest thing, dude.
What?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a pregnancy craving that's I guess pretty common. So she's like, she was like eating ice cream and said, "Give me the jar of pickles," and I was like, "What?" And she was doing it. Yeah, it was a trip. She said it was pretty good.
That's fucking weird, bro.
I know. I was like, "What the hell?"
That's fucking weird.
Pickles on everything. Pickles on grilled cheese. Pickles on
Oh yeah,
you
that's
know,
that's legit.
like all sorts of shit. Yeah, like pickles fucking everywhere.
I will say, like, I've definitely been craving them a lot lately. Like, there's so many. They're one of those
Are you
foods that,
pregnant?
maybe I have been craving them because, well, it's weird because I was gonna say, like, I had COVID a while back, right?
No. Oh, you I think you were telling me about that.
I had it really bad for like 3 months, dude.
Yeah, fuck.
And once I finally was able to like eat and taste food again, I just like randomly got weird cravings. Like we were talking about cereal the other day, and
Yes.
I was like, bro, I don't even like white milk. I don't even drink milk. I don't dig that shit. Like if I have to drink milk, I'll drink chocolate milk. And that's only because it tastes good.
Yeah.
Like if it's not like chocolate almond milk or like almond milk of some variety, I mostly drink chocolate, then I ain't gonna drink it. So like, but all of a sudden, like, so I barely drink any milk as it is, anyways. Like even if it's almond milk, but I just like got this random cereal craving for like 2 months after I got like better from COVID. For like 2 months straight, I was like, every time I would get like low on a box of cereal, I'd go get another one at the store. I'd be like, I ain't running out of this shit ever. Right now, I ended up running out of it, but right now it happens to be pickles.
Yeah.
Like it's just been an ongoing thing, dude. Like I'll just like latch onto some kind of food and just like go at it because like they're both things that have there's so many different kinds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so many different brands of pickles that you can buy. Like I've already gone through 4 different brands.
I've got two things to put you on game with. One, there are these pickles that are fucking crazy. They actually have little pieces of dill in the fucking thing. They come in a see-through clear fucking thing, and you've got to pop the top open. Have you had those?
I just
Those?
tried those. It starts with like a G or something.
Yeah, yeah. They even sell pickle salsa. Like they have fucking. It's called pickle de gallo that they
Yeah,
sell. Yeah,
the one that you were just talking about. It really wasn't bad. I didn't mind them. They were
yeah,
a good like the one thing I've been learning is when you're like trying to try new like flavors and shit for those, you gotta like I like them crunchy, bro. So I gotta eat them cold.
yeah.
So like I like every time I get them, I'll be like on my way home from the store and I'll just like open the jar in my cup holder because I have the one that has like you can like change the size and it like grips the cup or whatever.
I got that too. Yeah.
So I just put the jar in there and I'll just be like driving home and I'll just like unscrew the jar of pickles while I'm driving and just like try one on the way. and it did it like no justice because it was not crunchy enough. But I put it in the fridge for like the overnight, and it was super crunchy. It definitely a good pickle for sure. I did try one, no joke. I spent $10 on a jar of pickles the other night.
What the fuck? Hold on. You spent 10. Don't fucking. I can't show this to my wife. I can't because we're gonna end up fucking getting that whatever it is.
Bro,
But
it was
was it
like
worth it?
it. I don't know. It was like nine and some change. Okay, it wasn't $10 even, but it was way more than anyone should pay for a jar of pickles, I think. But they were called like yeehaw, giddy up, fucking garlic dill pickles, and they had
Yeehaw,
like
giddy up.
yeah, they were. I like garlic, but if I'm eating a pickle, I want to taste like not just garlic, and it was like straight up only
It
garlic,
just tasted like yeah. That
no
probably.
dill, like no dill really.
Why
I
the
was like,
fuck is it? Yeah. Why don't you just buy like? I mean, fuck. That sucks. I'd be disappointed because the best thing about a pickle is the pickle flavor, of course.
yeah, dude, like I ate that and I was like, this is good, but I would not spend this much money on these ones again.
Yeah.
But it was good. I've been on the fucking Famous Dave's ones lately.
Famous Dave makes those too.
Do you know
Famous
what
Dave.
Famous Dave's is?
I know what Famous Dave's is, but where? Wait, Famous. That sounds so familiar. Oh
It's a
yeah, Famous
restaurant.
Dave's is a barbecue joint.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
restaurant.
I've been there before.
I've been getting these ones a lot. The
Famous
like
Dave's
sweet and spices. Or wait, there it is.
sweet and spicy pickles.
There we go.
I was just gonna tell you that pickle juice is good.
Shit, my wife actually
I
that
just
clear
drank some.
one, the clear container we were just talking about. She's
Yeah,
like, save the juice. I want to try it. And she's all, actually, that pickle juice was really good.
I just drank some.
yeah, that one's fire, man. Those are like our go-to. You know what I like putting pickles on? I throw them on hot dogs. I do like a little mayo, mustard, and the pickle, and then, woo,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
fire.
I've been on these ones lately though. These ones are like my default guy.
Oh wow, the Clausen Spears, huh?
Yeah, those are dope. Fire, super sour, super crunchy.
That's crazy.
Bomb.
So I gotta put you on game for the best snack ever. Like this is literally the I've been eating like one every single day, and I've been eating these since I was like 19. My cousin put me onto these. Uh, they're called beef and cheese pierogies, right? They sell them at every grocery store in the frozen section, and it's like a dough bun. It's like a bun, and it's stuffed with like a little bit of beef and cheese like through it, and like you put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and it's like perfectly soft. But what you do is you buy the beef and cheese pierogi, and then you buy string cheese, whatever string cheese of your choice. You pick, you like mozzarella, whatever. You get your favorite kind of string cheese. You microwave that motherfucking pierogi for 2 minutes. You pull it out. You bite off the end of it like a fucking grenade, and then you jam one of the pieces of cheese in there. And the pierogi's hot as fuck, right? It's just hot, but it's not too hot to where that first bite won't fuck you up. It's a little hot, but you can get that end off. You jam the cheese in there, you put it down, you let it like cool down. It melts the fucking cheese down the middle of it, and then you just have this beefy, cheesy, doughy bun that is just like, oh, it's the softest bread, and it's like they put the perfect amount of like oil in the bread to where it's almost like a tiny bit greasy too.
Dude, that sounds bomb.
I've been eating them like every fucking day. Like I can't, and they're only like 140 calories, and they got to be lying on the nutrition facts on that thing, because it says like 100 milligrams of sodium. Like what the fuck? How are you getting 100 milligrams of sodium out of a piece of like a whole fucking thing this big? You know what I mean?
The
Like
meat probably, bro.
yeah, just a little bit of meat. And it's like it's so fucking fire, bro. And the cheese you
Yeah.
jam. Oh yeah,
That does sound bomb.
yeah. On a cold day, like it during wintertime, they're so fire. But yeah, they beef and cheese pierogies, and they sell them at like every major store in the frozen section.
I'm
Fucking
definitely getting some of those.
yeah, man. That's like the
So,
best snack.
speaking of frozen snacks, are you down with like PB&J and shit?
You mean the fucking Uncrustables?
No, but there is some. I did see something cool that you can do with those.
What?
You can make French toast out of those.
What? Hold on. You. Oh
Like
my
make some
god.
French toast, like dip them in the fucking batter and then just fry them.
Oh,
Dude,
French
doesn't that
toast
sound?
Uncrustables.
Dude, the one I was talking about is I like to get like the strawberry Eggo waffles and put like I'll get two of them and I'll put peanut butter on one and strawberry jam on the other and make like a frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of waffles.
And you eat it cold?
Fuck yeah, bro.
Dude, that sounds crazy. And you can eat them cold, huh?
Yeah, and then like you can even do it with like ice cream too, and then it's like an ice cream sandwich. Because think about it, an ice cream cone is a waffle, bro.
So that actually gives a purpose to the fucking chocolate chip waffles, because the chocolate chip waffles they're not good hot with syrup. That's so always been so disgusting to me.
Yeah.
You eat them
You put
frozen
ice cream,
too?
huh?
She eats them frozen too.
Yeah, they're
She said
bomb.
she's like, yeah, I eat those frozen. Like, I what? You just blew my fucking mind, man.
Fire, bro. That shit's bomb.
Oh my god.
My favorite all-time thing to eat frozen, though. You you might think this is gross. This is like my favorite thing to eat frozen, bro.
Taquitos.
No. Turkey dogs, bro.
turkey Frozen turkey dogs. Oh, you're off
Yeah,
the hook
bro.
for that. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. That's so bizarre that you say that. And that's so bizarre because I used to eat fucking raw fucking hot dogs like out of the package like when I was a kid. Like it when I because I used to eat bologna and I thought hot dog was the same thing as bologna because I think my dad said that. So I would get the hot dogs, I'd rinse them out in the sink, and I would eat them fucking cold. And I never got sick from them. Like
You
they're
know what? You know what's really funny?
huh.
I never ate frozen turkey dogs, bro.
Dude,
Oh,
man.
you really think someone's out here eating this frozen turkey?
Dude, I ate fucking raw fucking hot dogs, man. I
I've
just
done that though.
fuck. I
I have
can't.
done
You've eaten raw hot dogs for real, out
that.
of the package.
Oh,
Okay,
for real,
they're not
for real.
that good. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of grossed out. Like thinking about the cold hot dog flavor. That's really gross. I did eat it though, and I used to smack them the fuck down. I'd eat like 2 or 3. Like oh,
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. Like if we were like, well, I don't know why. Really wouldn't be any good excuse. You can make a fire anywhere. Like anywhere you have hot dogs, you should probably be able to make a fire.
I think I was like 6 though. You know, I was like little. Like
Yeah.
I was at the point where like I could access the fridge, but I was told like don't burn the house down. Like don't touch the stove. If I
Yeah.
touch the stove, it's all over. You know.
Yeah.
I was at the point where I wasn't old enough to use the microwave yet because no one showed me how to use that shit. So it was just a
Right.
bunch of fucking strange buttons on this machine. Like I'm not touching that thing. Fuck.
Yeah, right.
Man, that sucks, man. I really fuck. I remember vividly. Like, oh god, you brought back some memories. Ugh.
All because I never actually ate those.
Yeah, I know, dude. You know what really fucked me up? What scared me? And I looked it up, so I know I'm not fucked up from this. But like when I was a little kid, I remember being in the back seat and like finding change. Like, and I remember this, yeah, and sucking on change like as a little
Oh
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
I never did that.
I remember. I know, but I remember like just being like in my car seat and like just finding like change and like the metal taste. It was weird, and like
You know, actually, maybe everybody's done that because I do. Like, how else would I know that a penny tastes like copper? You know what
it
I mean?
tastes weird. Yeah, the pennies were too
Yeah.
much. They tasted the weirdest, so I'd always spit them out. But the nickels tasted the best because they weren't too crazy tasting.
You all got like a whole dollar in your mouth.
Oh, I know. I remember I got caught, and they're like, "Don't fucking do that. You're gonna get sick." And I'm like, "Okay,
Well, I've already swallowed like 12,
I
so
know." Oh, oh God, what the fuck? I'm gonna tell my kid like, "Don't do that shit. I did it, and don't do it." Cause I do that, right? I did that, and then like hella years later, someone told me, "Dude, that shit could fuck you up really bad." And like, yeah, it could get you sick, is what it can do. But like, I was like, I'd get super high, and then be like, "Oh my God, I fucked my brain up from sucking on change hella long ago." Like I'm like all fucked up. My brain just is
yeah,
all, I
you're just
shocked.
like I could have never done that.
I was like that crazy sensation was me fucking my brain up. Like the feeling of the pennies shocking me.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, hella shit like that. That's I hate that. Like those crazy anxious thoughts that just fucking come out sometimes. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's
Penny
what I was saying
sucker.
earlier. I just feel like it's like a as you get older thing. You know what I mean? Like I had a buddy that I used to work with who told me he's like, "Oh yeah, in your 20s you're fine, and then you get to your 30s and everything starts to hurt, and then you get used to it again when you're 40." And I was like, maybe that's just like in a sense like just time, I guess, and age working together, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean?
It
I could
sucks.
just be really stoned. It
No,
could be that.
I feel you, dude. I think you know what I think about the craziest thing I think about like knowing that I have a kid on the way is like my mortality. I think about it so much more and my legacy and all that kind of shit and I'm just like, "Whoa, like someone's about to go through like growing up and I am going to be an afterthought. Like the way that I saw my dad is going to be the way like he might see the way that I am and then like it's like this crazy ass fucking like I'm having like these crazy ass like thoughts that I can't even like comprehend just about like time and it's like an overwhelming fucking like type of thing where I'm just like whoa like I'm gonna be gone and it's gonna be this dude and it's like holy shit like what the fuck like
It is
I'm
crazy to think about.
I'm gonna be an old man like they're gonna like all my shit like what was it I was like watching because my dad used to like try to put on like banana splits when I was a kid. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I watched this as a kid," and I was like, "This looks stupid as fuck. It's hella old. It's from the '70s. Like, there's a guy in a fucking stupid suit." And like the other day, I was watching Beavis and Butthead, and I was like, "Fuck! When I put this on, is my kid gonna see this and be like, Dad, that's some old ass shit. I don't want to watch that," And I'm like,
You know, you might actually be right because I don't know. It just depends, maybe because like my son, he's like I was a huge Ninja Turtle fan growing up. Like that was my shit, bro. Like even still to this day, like I have like the graphic novels. Like I obviously can't find the actual comics anymore, but I like to collect that stuff. And I had like the first two seasons on DVD. So I put that on for him just to like see if he would like it. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll sit there and watch it. And it was not enough to hold his attention. I was like, dang, that's a bummer. Like huge letdown. I was like, dang, maybe this shit is whack, bro. and like,
"It's
and
for
then
us."
yeah, like he'll watch anything like Pixar and shit.
Yeah,
He'll watch that stuff. But I think it's like when you put like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles next to something like Toy Story 4,
yeah.
like the animation is like down here and like up here.
It's like slow old man animation. Like that's how I
Yeah,
feel. That's how I think like my kids gonna see my shit like fuck. Like I have what's it called? I have Rocco's Modern Life like the entire series and I'm
hell
like
yeah.
fuck, I hope they even give a shit about it, like but
I mean,
it is what it
even if
is.
not, at least you own it, you know?
Yeah. I almost bought the Flintstones. Like they had the entire box set of every episode for like $42 on Amazon on Blu-ray. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
regular 80 something and they had it on sale and I almost bought it cuz I was like, "Ooh, my kid would love that." And I'm like, "Man, who the fuck am I to know what my kid
Yeah.
is even going to like?" Like this motherfucker can be all into this, but I am buying wrestling action figures. I am buying all that shit cuz when I was a kid, that was something that I always fucking, Always,
Got
always,
that?
always played with. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the little ring. I had the fucking Titantron. They all walked in with. I had the video games. Like that's the thing too. The video games. Like I'm gonna get my kid the fucking UFC video games. The fucking all this shit. Cause like that was my gateway to a lot of different things that I'm into. Was the
Yeah.
video games when they would come out. Like I had like my N64 and like I remember I got WCW NWO Thunder.
Dang,
that
bro.
that was the game that familiarized me with all those characters. And then I started watching it on TV and I was like, oh shit, that's Ultimo Dragon from the game. He's my favorite dude. Like, it was just a total trip, man. Like,
That's kind of a crazy way to think about it, how you went from like that route. You know what I mean? Because I bet a lot of people, like for me, when I was a kid, I was not allowed to watch that.
yeah.
My parents were not cool with that. Like once they found out I was watching Power Rangers and they saw the shit I was doing after that was over, they were like, "Nah, you can't watch that."
Oh,
Like I would get done watching Power Rangers and I would just like go play Power Rangers with my sisters. And
yeah.
just it would mostly be them. They were the bad guys and I was all the Power Rangers. So it was like no more. They were like, nope, no wrestling, no fucking like no video games. The first time I ever got a video game, it was a Game Boy Color. And that was the closest I ever got to it until like my other siblings got older. Then we got like a PS2, but
Hell
that
yeah.
was that was way later. But yeah, dude, that was like super. So let's see, if you're almost 30, then you were born around the same time I was. So
Yeah.
like I mean, I had to go to like my buddies' houses to like play. Like I had a friend down the street that had a Dreamcast and shit.
Yeah.
I'd roll down there and play like Soul Calibur and fucking Sonic Party and like all kinds of different shit. Like that shit was fun.
Yeah.
His brother would always be or like StarCraft on the PC. I'd be playing that over there. That shit was fun.
Fuck. I didn't get into PC until hell years later, like until I was in like high school. Because we never had a computer. Like my family never
Yeah.
had that shit. And like I never was allowed to go to people's houses, but I had consoles because like that shit was like my babysitter, man. They would just like be like, here's the Sega. When I was a kid, I had a Sega. They'd be like, here's the Sega. Here's Mortal Kombat. Go fucking crazy. Like, and I remember like,
Right.
yeah, I'd just sit there over and over and play games over and over again. Like, back then that's how the games were. Like, they had the codes you could write down and shit. But like,
Yeah.
I had Mortal Kombat, Golden Axe, and like fucking Altered Beast, and that Altered Beast was just a pain in the ass. It was super hard. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, like I grew up, I had that, and then I had a PlayStation 1, and I had Doom on PlayStation 1. Scared the shit out of me. That game scared me so bad, dude. The original Doom is like one of the most terrifying fucking games, like as a kid, because like, yeah, it's first person, everything's in your face. The graphics were like mind blowing at that time, like, and oh god, the demons were just hella scary. And then like Resident Evil, when that came out, the original one, like my dad borrowed it, and I remember we went over the first time I saw Resident Evil, we went over to my cousin's house, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I just got this new game. It's hella cool." And he put it on his big screen TV, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. They show a guy running down. I don't know if you've seen the intro on the original Resident Evil, but like they show a guy running down a hallway, and there's like the camera's like chasing after him, and he turns around and he looks and he goes, ah, 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 and then fucking it zooms into his eyeball, and then it just blood squirts, and it says Resident Evil. And I was just like, oh fuck no, I don't want to play this game. And then the zombie, I remember I was like, okay, I'll watch you play it now. And the guy watches it, and like they show the first zombie, and the zombie like looks over their shoulder at you, and he's like just eating a dead body. I was like, fuck this. It was so terrifying, man. Like,
I do love Resident Evil. It is fun.
yeah, the original one was crazy. And then like fucking Resident Evil 2 and 3, and as I got older, I like really got into those games, and like
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
survival horror.
It took me a long time to really, really get into video games. Now I feel like I have, as far as games go, I have the worst habit of always going back to Fallout.
Which one?
Probably like predominantly 4.
Fallout 4? Okay.
Yeah,
See that
predominantly.
I'm
If I
not.
had a choice, I like New Vegas a lot, a lot.
Yeah. New
Like
Vegas
that's my
was.
favorite.
You been to Vegas?
I've never been to Vegas,
D-
no.
So I never got into Fallout New Vegas because when it came out, everyone hated on it so much, and I bought into like the hype of everyone hating on it, and I was a
Hmm.
big Fallout 3 fan. So I went to Vegas when I was like 21 or no, I think I was like 23 or 24. The first time I went to Vegas, I went, and then I came back from Vegas and I went a second time and I drove down. We made a wrong turn trying to find gas, and we went down this long ass road into the middle of the desert, and we found this little city. And it was not even a city; it was like a town. Like it had fucking like 4 buildings there, 4 or 5 buildings, and there it was nobody there. It was like a ghost town. We are like, let's get the fuck out of here. We turned around and we left. And then I played Fallout New Vegas because it was like $5 on Steam. As soon as the game starts, I was like, holy shit, I'm in that little town off the side of the fucking road. And wait a minute, so Vegas is that direction. And then what's it? Whiskey Pete's is that direction.
Yeah,
It's all real. It's really the layout of fucking how Vegas is, and I was just so into it from
yeah,
that.
I love Fallout, dude. They always, for the most part, as far as those games go, they've done a pretty good job. A lot of people hated on the newest one, 76,
It was
but
good.
I thought it was dope.
I liked it.
Like it was like playing on hardcore mode all the time.
And you get to play with your friends, and you're like, all right, let's just build some shit. Fuck it. Let's just hang out over here. I went over to the abandoned water park and I built my base like right behind it. And I was like, if anyone comes to fuck my shit up, like I'm right here. Like I'm gonna see them
Right.
coming. I'm got my back in the corner of the fucking map. Like come at me, motherfucker. And they still fucked us up. But
Me and my buddies were dicks when that game first came out. We were such dicks. Like all my friends being like a bunch of people would hop on at the same time and just straight up just fucking like
murk people.
murk people
Uh,
hard. Just like there'd be one dude just fucking not doing anything to anybody. If we would just get bored, it's just like, fuck it, dude, let's just take all this shit. Then we just go fucking slaughter this dude, take all his shit, and keep going. I felt so bad after I did it so many times. I was like, dang, this is fucked up, dude. Like, this guy's got to go back, get all his shit. Like, then they ended up making it. That's when they started doing the you have to like engage back thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, they made it like they balanced it out to where
Yeah.
people
Since
can't
that
grief and
doesn't
shit.
happen anymore,
Yeah, man.
I felt bad, but it was fun.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I fucking I fucking got roofied by some dude in that game. Like he brought me into his house. He said, "Come, look at my house." And he like brought me in and like took me all around. He was like, "Yeah," and he had all this cool shit everywhere and I was like, "Sick, dude, this is badass." And then he was like, "Now drink from this." And he had like a little thing like with a drink in it. And I drank from it, and then my character passed out and like woke up like across the fucking map.
What?
Yeah, like there's so many weird things you can do to other people in that game. Like,
I did not know you could do that. I need to fucking get my PlayStation subscription back and be like drugging fools in Fallout 76.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, my dude woke up like on the edge of like a cliff. Like, I was just like, what? Like, I really just got roofied by some dude in a fucking house.
So
Like,
wait, so that dude would have had to have like carried you all the way there, huh?
I don't know. I don't know if like the game automatically throws you there because it was like immediate. Like my guy got all woozy and he went on the ground and the guy was standing over me laughing and then like your eyes close and then like I just like it said loading and the next thing you know I appeared on a totally different area of the map. And I think I
Was
got a
it
fucking I got a trophy or like a something. I got something and it said like, it was like something witty about like a blackout or something like that.
huh? Was it an NPC? Was this after they added
It
NPCs?
was an actual person in the game. It was his house that he built in the thing, and he was like, "Come
Oh,
in here, check my shit out."
I guess I could see like you can do shit like that. I guess it would make sense. That's crazy. I gotta try that, dude.
He had a little sign above it, I think, that said "Take a drink," and like he walked over and was like, "Hey, right here, look." And I like said, "Oh, take a
No.
drink, okay, thank you." And I drank, and fucking next thing you know, I'm going out, and he's like laughing at me. I was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh, that's just wild, bro. I've never seen that. I gotta do that.
Yeah, that's just
Oh,
hella funny, man.
there's got to be so many crazy ways, like so much crazy shit you can do to other people in that game. Like insane. Just jack all their shit.
Dude, I played this game called Ark Survival Evolved, and it's, yeah, you've played it. It's like the
Yeah.
same fucking thing. So I'm playing Ark, right? And it's me, my wife, and my best friend, and we're all playing it together because we all like had a PlayStation. So we're playing this shit, and I'm like, we're building this shitty little base, and we didn't know how to level up. It was right when the game first came out on PlayStation. We built this house, and I fucking get out of the house and I run around the island, and I see this dude wearing like I'm like in a loincloth, like I don't have shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, a person. It's like the first person I've engaged with. This dude has full body armor, and he has like a fucking like a rifle, and then his boy runs up, and his boy has a fucking a crossbow, and I'm like, hey, what's up, you guys have armor, how do I get the armor? They shoot me, and then they fucking, and then I'm on the ground, right? But
Yeah.
then they pump me up with the narco berries, the shit that like, yeah, it like numbs you so you
What
can't
the
do
fuck?
anything, but it doesn't kill you. So they give me the narco berries, and then they fucking pick me up, they take me back to their base, and then they drop me in a cage, and they have cages with other people in there. And in that game, you can't like kill yourself in the game. Like you're literally like, and they keep knocking me out, they keep hitting me over the head, and they keep fucking force feeding me to heal me so I can't die, and keeping me in this fucking cage.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, so I'm stuck here. It's either create a new guy on a different server or sit here and be these guys' slave. Like, what the fuck? Like, people are sick, man.
Keeping me here.
Yeah, like they thought it was hilarious too, and I'm just talking. All I can do is talk shit in the chat at this point. Like, fucking let me go. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, you fucking
Please.
kidnapped me and threw me in a fucking cage, man. I was so pissed. I was like, what the fuck? And then somehow I think I no clipped like through. I just started like hitting all the buttons, and like the game glitched, and I no clipped through the cage and out the back door. And then I remember like running up and like hitting somebody, and they killed me, and I was like, all right, cool, well now I can respawn. But fuck, yeah, dude, that shit was fucked up, man. Like,
That's crazy, man. I haven't played much Ark. I have played it, but I didn't play it much.
yeah, it's difficult. I remember like you build for hours, and then some asshole comes with guns or whatever, and they just take all your shit or like break everything for fun. Like, those kinds of games are brutal. Like, I don't really fuck with them. Like Rust, like that's another game like that. Like, I don't even bother jumping on it because
Yeah.
I just know I'm gonna get mad. Like, I
The
rage.
only the only other games I can think of that I like jumping on for is like I've been playing well, I was playing it a lot. It's what was the last Call of Duty that just came out?
Oh,
Not the
this.
newest one.
Black Ops, Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one wasn't bad.
the multiplayer was really good. I like the multiplayer. I used to be really big into zombies. Like, for a while I had like a phase where I played all the zombies, doing the Easter eggs and shit. And I was really
Yep.
disappointed with the way they did the zombies in this last one. Like, the first zombies map was really cool, and it seemed like it was going to be something new. And then
Yeah.
they just like kind of half-assed the rest of it, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I want some
Yeah.
crazy Easter egg to do, and like a small map with a lot of detail in it. Like Black Ops 3, that was like the best.
I liked my favorite one was probably fuck, what was that one that I always used to play? Honestly I kind of liked what was the last one? Wasn't there Black Ops 4 before this?
Yeah, Black Ops 4 was really good too.
That was pretty good. And then obviously the classics, Black Ops 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare, or not Modern Warfare, World at War.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the original
Yeah.
where all that
So
shit
that was
started.
always fun. The only other game I really ever go back to besides those though is we have the VR for our PlayStation.
I got one too, dude. I love that
Dude,
shit.
Skyrim,
I haven't played that in VR. Yeah,
dude, it's out of this world, bro. You know that? You know you were telling me about like medicating recently?
yeah.
Do that and play Skyrim on VR.
Do that and
No
play
joke,
some
bro.
Skyrim. Man, are you really
Dude,
about to get me to buy Skyrim for the upteenth time?
I've bought it like 4 times, bro.
Yeah. I'll probably get it on the Oculus. I got the Oculus Quest or not the Quest, the Oculus Rift. So
Yeah,
I'll probably snag that on there cuz I have seen it and it does go on sale sometimes. And
it's
I
just cool 'cause you like the dragons. Like, I mean, it's just like right there, dude.
yeah.
You're like running along on a hill, and then all of a sudden you hear this fucking noise out of nowhere, and you get smacked in the air.
Oh my god. I know,
Dude, it's
yeah, that's crazy. Fuck, talking to the Kahit, the Khajiit or
yeah, that game's crazy, dude. I don't think I could ever get tired of that game.
same here. I actually like bought it. Last time I bought it was I bought it at launch on PS3 and I never beat it and I did a lot of the shit. And then I bought it on Switch and I did even more side quests and I redid a lot of the side quests I did the first time. Like the
Yep,
Thieves Guild, the fucking Brotherhood, Dark Brotherhood. I love those quest lines. Like how they come
yep.
to you at nighttime and they're just like, you killed somebody. Now you have to come here. Like, oh shit. Like that they were in Oblivion too, I think. The Dark Brotherhood had a quest line.
I
And
think so.
yeah, I love the worlds that Bethesda creates. Like they're fucking fantastic at that shit.
I'm honestly excited to see what they're gonna do with this new Fallout game that I keep hearing about.
Have you heard? Wait, there's another Fallout coming.
There's supposed to be. I keep hearing there's gonna be a five.
They have, so I know they're having their next big release comes out this year, I think, at the end of the year, and it's called Starfield,
Is it
and
anything like those games?
it's gonna be like that type of game, but takes place in space.
So like Outer Worlds?
Exactly right. And Obsidian fucking made Outer Worlds, so they already had the Fallout juice in it. You
Yeah,
know,
I like Outer Worlds.
I liked it too. I made it to like the first place, I think, like the first planet, and then like explored it a bit, and then I got to like you have to like go to this building with a bunch of robots and shit, and I couldn't find out where the fuck I had to go, so I gave up, I think.
I have this bad habit of cheating when it comes to games, and I can't figure out what to do. I'll just look up playthroughs.
I do that. I do that sometimes. If I like, I bought this game called Tormented Souls, which I definitely recommend checking out. It's on PS4 and PS5 and Xboxes, but it's like the old school. Here it is right here. It's the old school fucking like Resident Evil type game,
Yeah,
and you play as this chick who like the story's hella shitty. I mean, like it starts out shitty. She gets this letter saying like, "How did you let these two little girls like die or something?" And has like a picture of these two little girls, and then she looks at the back of it and like she gets this crazy like pain, and she's like, "My head's been hurting ever since I got that letter. I'm gonna go to the place that I received it from." So she goes to the return address, which is this old like hospital. It's like a giant mansion turned into a hospital, and
yeah.
she goes into it and she gets knocked out and then wakes up and one of her eyeballs is ripped out and she's like got this tube in her mouth like the Matrix kind of, and she like rips this tube out and gets out of this nasty bathtub like that's full of like blood and all this shit. Then she puts on her clothes and then you have to like figure out what the fuck's going on in this mansion, and it's like the old school Resident Evil like camera angles, fixed camera
Right.
angles, and like yeah, it's like pretty dope, and the enemies are creepy as fuck. It's like a Resident Evil Silent Hill type game, and
I could get behind that.
yeah, it's actually like it's kind of frustrating, but it has the item management. The like it's a real survival horror game made with a lot of love and detail. So that's
Yeah,
what I give them a lot of respect for it. So
that's what's up.
the developers, it was made by an indie developer too, and this is almost like a Capcom like quality. Like this game would have been huge if it came out on like PS2, I bet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. I haven't played games in a while. I need to. I did. I think the last one I really got into was Cyberpunk.
Oh man, I just got it on PC because they had it half off, and I bought it on PlayStation and PlayStation 5, and it was like shit. Like when it came out, when it first came out on PlayStation 5, it was all fucked up, and they said PC is the best version to play. So I was like,
Yep.
well, fuck, I'll get it on PC. So I got it on PC, and it runs really well, but they just released that like news thing that they're gonna release the big, I think it's a 1.5 update or a 2.0 update or some shit. And when they release that, it's going to fix fucking everything and add hella shit, and then they're gonna add the DLC they promised. So I'm like,
This
fuck.
is recently?
Yeah, this news just recently came out. It's supposed to be out by like I think April or May, and I'm like,
Huh.
well, I'll just wait until the final update releases to jump into it because I just made it through the intro where you're like,
Okay.
I just got into that place I'm trying to infiltrate to get the thing from that dude with
Yeah.
Jackie. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good game. I actually didn't have any problems with it on my Xbox. The only problems I ever had was it would like crash every once in a while, but that's if I was playing it for like a total of like 6 or 7 hours, dude. Like
yeah.
if it was just like an all day thing, then it would crash.
I heard the
But it was,
Xbox version was good.
yeah, it wasn't bad. But I did hear that PC was the best way to play.
Yeah, fuck, man. It's nice. It's like, but just knowing that update's there, I'm like, fuck, am I about to do all this shit again for a third time? Because on PS4 or PS5, it was crashing on me like a motherfucker, and it would like the what's it called? The people on the street. There would be no people on the street like appearing, and then you would get like five of the same people like just spawning all at once. Like it was just really like it was really
Um,
buggy on PS5. Yeah, I was like, man,
yeah,
it takes you out of the world, you know, because like the world
yeah,
is so sick and like it's fucking like I love Blade Runner. Like that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And
right.
and I was expecting like okay, I'm going to be playing in Blade Runner, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't really like that, I feel like. But then again, I haven't seen Blade Runner. I just know like the kind of the premise of the story.
Bro, do you like fucking Han Solo?
Dude, I love Harrison Ford, dude.
If
Indiana Jones is the man.
you got to watch him in Blade Runner. He is the baddest motherfucker. He's a guy that just hunts down fucking robots. Like that's his whole and it's cyberpunk, like the unit like that type of world, but it's him hunting down robots to kill them. Like
I
that's
feel like I saw the beginning of the new one.
oh man. Yeah, that so the new one is actually a sequel that takes place like 20 years after. So you
Yeah.
got to watch the OG. It's so good. Oh god, it bro, it's so fucking badass. He just don't give a fuck. Like he's just like as soon as he finds out it's a synth, he's like that's it. You know,
I
he's
guess I should check
ruthless.
that out. That sounds like Fallout straight up.
Yeah,
Or like Cyberpunk.
there's you will once you watch this movie, you'll see how seminal it was to a lot of other shit, and then you'll see a lot of references in other shit to this film. Like if you watch, did you see the South Park post COVID special that they just did?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know how every time they show the fucking yeah the what's it called, the elderly home, and they have like the Chinese like lady like talking on the fucking thing in like
Yeah.
Chinese. That's from Blade Runner. That's like it's supposed to be, and then the flying cars and shit all going around it. Like that's legit straight up taken out of that film. Like anytime someone talks about the future, it's fucking
Huh.
great.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to watch this movie. I mean, I have a buddy who's way into like all kinds of stuff like in that realm. And he's always told me like he even watched the new one. He's like, dude, you have to watch the first one. You have to watch the first one. I just never got around to it. I did watch Dune, and I don't know how I felt about it. I don't really know much about that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you read the books or no? No.
I
That's
didn't even know there was books.
yeah, like Dune's all based off of a book that like I guess is one of the best books, and a lot of people that people are really big into. I I know that the David Lynch film came out and people say people that are fan of the books or the fans of the book, they say that the David Lynch version wasn't even worth watching. Um,
Really?
yeah, but I've heard positive things about the new Dune, and isn't Zendaya in it?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
She's Mary Jane from the new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's in it. It's got to be good if Zendaya's in it, man.
Well, now
Zendaya's.
you like I don't know. You talk about Spider-Man. That's the shit that's in my realm. I'm all about that shit.
Oh, dude, I love Spider-Man.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah, we can't spoil too much on here, but you know what? We need to have a Spider-Man spoiler cast. If fucking
Yeah,
we got to, I'm telling down, dude. Fuck.
that movie.
Oh,
The only thing I will say is that it was a great film.
yeah.
It is definitely worth a watch.
It was. Not only was it a great film, but it was perfect for the universe and has pulled me back into the universe because I was
Yeah,
kind of waning with my interest on there, especially with like Eternals not being so warmly accepted. I know Eternals just hit Disney Plus today.
I have not seen Eternals yet. I do want to check it out though. I need to watch Shang-Chi as well.
Same, right? And why are we not excited about these other films? You know, I feel like Shang-Chi is going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy though. Like I had my one friend that did see it, he said this movie's so fucking long. It's still going. It's still going. I was talking to him in a chat while he was watching it. But the thing is, I think it's going to be one of those movies like Guardians where I don't know too much about the character and then I see it and then I'm like, "Oh fuck, like that's hella cool." Like Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy, I knew Rocket Raccoon. I didn't know who the fuck Star-Lord was because he wasn't necessarily like there was no Adam Warlock in Guardians, and then I guess they're building him up. He wasn't even
yeah,
in the Infinity War, so like, the Infinity Gauntlet and shit like
yeah. That was one of my gripes about that movie. I really liked Infinity War, but they should have had Adam Warlock in it
yeah. And
because he was part of
fucking
the story. And Mephisto.
how'd you feel about Ego just being a planet?
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of with you on the Guardians thing. Like at first, like I didn't really know who they were. I had to watch them and like figure out who the characters were to like really delve into it. But I don't know. It was a good movie. It was definitely good. I like the first one a lot better.
Yeah,
I
the first
think
one was because it was
all around.
so unexpected, right? Like,
Yeah, the second one was good though. It was more for me. I feel like the second one was strong on the comedic relief.
yeah, I feel like
And
they thought that's what made the first one so successful, so they doubled down on it, kind of.
yeah, yeah, which is cool. Whatever you got to do, what you got to do for what whoever's watching, I guess. But I still think the first one was way better.
I can't wait till they start doing some fucking X-Men finally. Like now that Fox is owned by
Yeah,
fucking Disney, give me
yes,
the fucking X-Men Disney movies. I need it now.
yes,
I need it like yesterday. Like fuck.
dude. I'm just excited they're gonna. That means they're gonna end up bringing Deadpool in eventually, and that'll be sick. Like I like all that shit, man.
Yeah.
I want to see like more Hulk though. I want to see them explain that. You know what I mean? Because there was the Hulk movies too.
So Hulk is owned by Universal. So Universal's sitting on their hands with Hulk. That's the thing. What I
That's right.
what they need to do if they understand shit, they need to cut a deal with Universal or they need to buy Universal and Disney needs to make a Hulk versus Wolverine fucking movie and
Yes.
just make it a whole movie of them just fucking fighting each other and
Yes.
and bring in whoever the fuck you want from anything. Bring in the Avengers, bring in everybody, and everybody else gets fucked up trying to intervene in this epic fight between them. Like that.
Yeah. They could honestly they could even put their Disney twist on it and just put the whole thing together into one movie, like the Wolverine and Hulk and the Thor and Hulk fight, and just put them both into the same movie. That
Yeah,
sounds like the most Disney way to go about it.
it's they gotta, dude. I
That would
we
be sick.
Oh, that'd be bad as fuck. What?
Someone should write a letter.
How'd you feel about Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok, when
I love
they
that
they
movie.
showed Planet Hulk? Like that was the
I love Planet
sickest
Hulk.
fucking thing. Like,
Dude, I have all of the Planet Hulk comics except for 94. I have that
really?
whole series. Yeah, I just have that whole series. So there was like, I feel like I don't even know how many there was. There's probably like, I think it was like 10 or 12 or something. And I got all the Planet Hulks except for number 94. That's the only one I can't come across yet.
Damn, you'll get it. You gotta collect
That's my
that.
bro.
Anybody
I
watching,
can't. Yeah,
make it
94.
happen.
Need to find that shit.
Yep.
I
No.
do have. I am very proud of, and they're in the sealed. They're still sealed. They're in the little slipcase. But I got all 6 lethal protectors for Venom too. That's another one I'm
Damn.
really proud of. Those are still sealed too.
Dude, that's fucking sick, man. I fucking love Venom as a character too. Like they, you know what I want? You know what I wonder? Like, and I doubt they're gonna do it since they have introduced the multiverse. But this Flash Thompson isn't gonna be the Venom Flash Thompson. I don't think so. He's not gonna get his fucking arms and legs blown off, and then, you know,
No. Yeah, no way.
he's
No
too
way.
soft. This is way too soft of a Flash Thompson.
Different. Got to be a different universe.
Yeah. Ah,
Got to
fuck.
be.
We gotta talk about. We can't. I can't spoil too much about the
Yeah,
fucking.
we can't really say too
Yeah.
much. It's
But
so hard because it was such a good movie.
I know there's so much too, like about where it's gonna go after this one. Like,
They've really redeemed themselves in my eyes after the Black Widow thing.
I did, I didn't even watch Black Widow. It's, and I don't want to say it, but I feel like they, I, for some reason, it's fucked up because a lot of movies that came out during COVID, I was really stoked because, I was stoked about because you can watch this shit at home now. You don't have to fucking watch all this shit at the movie theater, like, and last place you'll catch me during COVID is at a fucking movie theater, like, first
Yeah,
off, I don't like going to the movie theaters during wintertime anyway, because sick people fucking go and they get everyone sick. Like, I've caught hella colds just going to the movie theater, so for
yeah,
sure I won't go there. The only reason I would go to a movie theater is to get the popcorn. But by watching fucking these releases that they've done straight to home, I think they had some pretty good ones in the very beginning, but Black Widow kind of felt like a made for TV kind of movie. And
yeah,
they a lot of these, there was another one I think that came out. I think that's probably why I sat on Shang-Chi too. Like, that came out, and then Eternals came out, and that one just does not look like, I don't know why I'm just not appealed to it. I didn't, you know what? I didn't like Captain Marvel too, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't
I
like that one?
You know why I didn't like it though? I watched it at a midnight showing at an outdoor drive-in, and we all sat outside of the car. So I think I was too fucking cold to even like watch or pay
Pay
attention to
attention.
the film. And we had like a loud ass speaker behind us blasting it like out of the truck, so it wasn't like. I probably got to give that one another watch.
I thought Captain Marvel was pretty good.
Yeah,
It wasn't the best though. Black Widow, I agree, was a made-for-TV movie, and they should have just left it at that.
should have
They
made it a
probably,
series.
yeah, they should have made it a series, or they should have done that a long time ago. Not when they're trying to introduce new characters. So I don't know, but they're Disney. They know what they're doing.
What'd you
They
think
got it
about
now.
WandaVision?
Oh, bro, don't even get me started. That was the best out of the 3 series that came out.
Really?
That was the best one.
No,
Yeah,
no. Better.
that one,
What If was
that
the
one,
best.
and then I would say Loki, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier.
What'd you think about What If though?
I haven't watched very much of that yet. I saw the first 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah, that was. I enjoyed What If. I enjoyed the What If. I mean,
That's the one I was most excited for too. It's just I don't know. It's just like Star Wars. I feel like it's hard to capture my attention with the animation.
yeah. I know.
If
I
I'm
can't.
watching cartoons, I think I'm watching like cartoons. You know what I mean?
Fuck, dude. I need to watch. Oh, they're making a Marvel Zombies series, right?
Really?
Yeah. I don't
I
know
could,
what
I
the
could watch
rating.
that.
Don't know what they're gonna rate it.
Hmm. I know that Disney has said that they will stay true to like Deadpool's rated R rating.
That would be
But
badass.
imagine if they're gonna do that, which you can't really do Deadpool any other way. It's
D-
almost impossible.
Yeah, Deadpool. Well, when you do Deadpool, like when you can, I mean, in the comics, a lot of the Deadpool, like I read Deadpool and Cable in the original like Deadpool run, and it wasn't too filthy, but he just breaks the wall a lot, and he's just very irrelevant. It would probably come off as like a dumb kids movie, like
Yeah.
for like the character he is, like leaning into the darker side of him. Because like, you ever read Deadpool Max?
I feel like I have.
He's like a fucking psycho in that. Like Deadpool, it's like a dark look at Deadpool,
Yeah.
but it's extremely hilarious at the same time. Like you just really think this guy's a nut.
Just super cynical and shit.
Yeah, like I think they need to make like a fucking they need to continue the Deadpool that they have now. Ryan Reynolds Deadpool is the best Deadpool that they've ever done. I think
Yeah.
he is Deadpool, and he does Deadpool better than the comics. And I think that where they're fucking up the most though, their IP that they're using like not enough of is the Punisher, man. We need a R-rated fucking Punisher film. Punisher
Oh,
is
yeah.
not for kids. The Punisher
No.
is not for children. That is, give me, and how they do it, right? They do a Punisher film, but they do a World War II, or what was he in Vietnam? He was in like one of the wars, and they
I
need,
feel like you're right. I
yeah,
feel like it was Vietnam.
they got to put him in there and then show him like doing some savage ass shit in Vietnam, and then that be the build up and make it like a R-rated, like a Full Metal Jacket type film.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. That
character
would
I
be
want to
sick.
see.
I do like the Punisher. Did you watch the series?
The it wasn't for me. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I didn't like it so much. It was really like
That was my favorite Punisher.
it was better than, yeah, it was better than the films, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the first film was ridiculous, and Warzone was a little bit better, but and the series was probably the best, but it's so far from what they need to do.
I don't like it in the grinder. I feel like it makes it go too fast.
Okay.
I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Okay.
It makes it burn up like bam.
My wife's teaching me how to smoke weed.
Before you were born.
But yeah,
She's-
man.
Oh yeah, for sure though. I would love to see a good Punisher movie, like a rated R one. That'd be dope. At least I think that guy would be a good Punisher for a film.
Oh yeah, I would keep him as the Punisher. I would maybe rework the script, and if you're not doing a series, the pacing is like key to that. Just it has to be nonstop action. I felt like the series was really slow, and it wasn't like a story that I could grasp, like compared to the comics. Like my expectations going from reading like Punisher Max, like that's all you need is just have this motherfucker just taking out a bunch of gangsters, like starting from the beginning. Like that's all
Yeah.
that's literally all the show has to be. Like I feel
Right.
like Daredevil was the best show that they've done. And my cousin actually convinced me, because I've never watched it. And he just on New Year's Day, he was like, "You're fucking watching Daredevil. You haven't seen it yet?" And I was like, "All right, whatever. I'll watch it." Especially after seeing, oh, I can't spoil anything. But
Close.
I was like, I gotta watch it, and I watched it, and it was the best fucking series, definitely. Like
Yeah.
Matt Murdock is a bad motherfucker, and they made Daredevil a good character. Like
Yeah.
he was always hella those.
I would love to see a lot more of
Yeah,
him. The other one I really enjoyed, and a lot of people didn't, was Iron Fist.
they made an Iron Fist movie. Oh, they made a show.
The show.
Yeah, they
A lot
did
of
that.
people didn't like it.
I haven't watched that. I gotta watch that. I liked Luke Cage a lot. Luke Cage was cool. He's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a good one too. Yeah, my wife saw Jessica Jones was lame.
That's right. They made a Jessica Jones show too.
Yeah,
They had hella Disney like
they
Marvel
actually
shows.
did a Defenders series too with all 4 characters. If not,
Netflix.
yeah,
Damn, dude.
yeah, they had all 4 of those characters in the same series.
Do you think they're gonna scrap any of those to like put them, or you think they're all gonna eventually come into the cinematic universe too?
I don't know about that, but
Yeah, that's what I wonder. Like, what's gonna carry over?
I wouldn't think, honestly, a lot of people really didn't like Iron Fist, so I couldn't see them carrying on with it, even though they did do 2 seasons. I don't
Yeah,
know, maybe. But then again, each character got 2 seasons.
yeah. It
I'm pretty
sucks.
sure.
You know what sucks is they canceled a lot of good shows on Netflix though. Like, Netflix fucks up with a lot of the shows they cancel, man.
I really wish they still had The Office. That's the big one for me.
Yeah.
Workaholics.
Workaholics was dope.
Is that on Netflix?
Oh, that wasn't on Netflix.
Last Man on Earth.
That wasn't on Netflix either.
I know, but just put it in my 2 cents.
What was a good one that they? Oh, there was this show called Everything Sucks. That was really good, and like, yeah, they just canceled that shit after the first season. It was really disappointing, man. It's like they get a good story. You know what I hate too is when some shit ends on a cliffhanger, and then they
Yeah.
fucking cancel like the rest of it.
I actually just finished Dexter today.
Wait, the new Dexter or the old Dexter? Oh,
The new Dexter.
was it? Have you seen the old one?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Well, when I was watching it, my wife was all, "Is this the last episode of the new season?" I was like, "I don't know, maybe, probably." And she's all, "Dang, a lot of people didn't like this." And I was like, "Really?" And she's all, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dang, is it gonna be like the first time?" And she's all, "I don't know." And I was like watching it, and honestly, it was half and half for me.
He didn't.
It was-
Did he become a lumberjack again, or was it bad? Like, what the fuck? You know what?
No.
I'm gonna go cut down fucking trees. I just
I
can't.
can't kill anything now. I'm just gonna kill trees.
What the fuck is wrong with him, man? Like,
That
like he
that
hunts
whole show
down.
was good.
Yeah, I was so addicted to that. Like, I remember I went over to my friend's house and we got hella lit, and he put that shit on, and it was like the middle of like season 2, and I was like, oh my god, this is disgusting. Why is he watching this? And then
That's when he was the killer, right?
who?
That's when Dexter was the killer, right? Season 2.
I can't remember, man. There are so many killers. I remember the box set is his slides, and each one has the calling card for each killer. Fuck, I wanted that.
Yep. Yeah, that would be sick. I do love Dexter. The new season was cool. The ending was, I think, better than the first ending.
Then I'll give it a go. Is it on Netflix? That's where it is? Or?
No, that one I had to go through like Hulu and get like the Stars pack for it or something. But you can get a free trial and all the episodes are on it now, so you could binge watch it.
Okay.
And then just cancel your free trial or whatever.
I gotta peep that shit then, man. That's fucking.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking. That's a good show to get into. I bet. You know?
Yeah.
And it's the same Dexter, right? Too.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Same
yeah.
guy. Same guy.
Yeah, I gotta give it a go. Maybe I'll get my lady into that one.
Oh yeah, it's definitely dope. Bro, I'm pretty sure there's like mold in this thing.
Oh, that sucks. You gotta
Maybe.
get the 420 cleaner.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't used it in a while. It's kind of fitting though. It's got all Sangui Sugabog stickers on it.
Oh yeah, that's slimy.
Yeah, so it's got to be gross, right?
It's dead
I
as
should
shit.
probably get off of it though, man. I gotta get going. It's fucking late. I gotta get up early too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Anything you want to plug before we wrap it up?
Fuck, man. No, not really. Nothing I can think of other than my Instagram. I do a lot of live streams. I don't really have titles for it or anything, but I mean, if anyone wants to check out a cool live stream, fucking hit me up on my Instagram or something.
Hell yeah. Everybody give Dirt Riffs a follow. Show him some love on the YouTube too. When that shit gets popping again, you better be subbed already. Make sure to sub to Deathmatches and Death Metal, Mayvizzle 2 on the channel. Buy Night Shift merchandise and shop at Deathmatch Worldwide. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show, brother, and definitely would love to have you on again just to shoot the shit. That was fucking killer. Time
Honestly,
flew.
man,
Time
that's
flies.
exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you for having me. It was really fucking cool, dude. And I would definitely love to do this again.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know we didn't even get it to the death matches, so we got to do that next time
Bro,
for sure.
that's what I'm saying. Let's do it again, dude.
Right on, man. Well, I'm